Hey, everybody. My hair's a mess. Hang on. Let me fix myself. Hang on. Oh, I'm running behind today. I slept in. Anybody else get some good sleep last night? Okay, so today, everybody, what I decided to do was I decided that we would cover um thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Tyler. One day I'm going to show up. My hair is going to be everywhere. Speaking of hair everywhere, have you guys watched? Do you guys like physical activity, like true reality shows? I have been obsessed with Physical Asia. Have you guys ever seen that show where like professional athletes, it's on Netflix, do like physical challenges and they're insane for like a million, it's like 750,000 Canadian dollars or whatever it is, American. Anyways, one of the Australian athletes, their hair is like this. Just wild. Anyway, off topic. Okay. So today we are going to do case updates. What I decided to do, because we would be here forever today if I didn't narrow it down, I thought we would listen to Sebastian Rogers' audio. I've got an hour clip that we can listen to, like we talked about yesterday. And I'd like you to hear what we heard on the live and tell me if you hear the same thing. And we're going to also cover Gus Lamont. We got some updates. Hello, Veronica. We got some updates on Gus Lamont. Let me just finish this and then I'll say hi to everybody here. Updates on Melody Buzzard. There's no updates, but there's some update not worth mentioning. Anna Kepner's case. I got some very interesting video on that case where we can learn a lot. And yeah, so we're gonna do those updates. Thank you, Just Made April. You're so sweet. We're gonna do those updates. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a tarot reading for Jack and Lily, but we're not gonna cover Jack and Lily today because I have so many things I wanted to cover that we would be here 5 hours, which I know some streamers do, but I don't think I have the bandwidth myself to do 5-hour live streams. It's more of a pretty boy girl show for high audience numbers. When I saw it, there were not much athletes, but it might have changed. Oh, no. It's Physical Asia is die-hard athletic. Trust me, die-hard athletic. You got to stick with it. When they first come in the introduction, they look like a bunch of like actresses and stuff, but no, it's die-hard athletic. Okay, so anyways, let's get back to the topic today. And then because tomorrow is American Thanksgiving, we're going to just do Jack and Lily tomorrow because I imagine people that are not following that are Americans are going to be doing their turkey dinner. Yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. Physical Asia. Anyways, I just finished it last night. I binge watched it. Another show I watched because I'm doing some research on trafficking on Netflix. Very sad. It's like a documentary movie. It's I Am All Girls. I Am All Girls is inside background clips to true investigations. It's based on true stories of trafficking, and that on Netflix is amazing. But okay, let's get into today. So again, we're going to do updates. Gus Lamont. There's nothing really on Melody Buzzard. Anna Kepner, some really interesting stuff here as well. And then Sebastian's audio. And then Thursday, and then this afternoon, I'm going to release a video on Jordan Getty's tarot video. So we can look into Jordan Getty's. And then tomorrow, I'm going to do just Jack and Lily for the American Thanksgiving. We'll just cover Jack and Lily. So let's get into it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Anna Kepner. Let's start with Anna Kepner. We have been following that case. And it's really sad because it totally could have been prevented, in my opinion. Netflix canceled Sounds of Freedom while they aired Cuties. I don't know what that is, Sons of Freedom. I don't know what that is. Okay, so let's say hi to everybody that's here. Marie Curie, welcome in, sweetie. Hope, nice to see you, sweetie. Nice to see you, sweetie. Tyler, I don't know who else is here. We got a smaller crowd here today, but it's also American Thanksgiving. And we're not covering Jack and Lily today, so that makes sense. Look it up. Okay, I will, honey. I will. Yeah, well, see, I don't get TV, right? I don't get TV, so I watch Netflix and YouTube. That's it. I don't get cable. I don't watch TV. So, okay. Jilly B, welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, so listen, let's get at it. We're gonna watch some pretty interesting stuff here today. Wild on Anna Kepner. Just a quick rehash, and then a pretty good deep dive from Brian Etten that I really want you to listen to. Because not only do we get to learn, and hopefully bring justice to these cases, to these kids, but I hope we also learn things here. That's what I love about trial coverage. You learn so much about the law in different states and everything and how it all works. And I find it super interesting myself. So let's listen into this. This is Fox Orlando. The cruise left out of Miami, right, that she was on. So let's listen to this.
In the investigation into the death of Anna Kepner, the 18-year-old Titusville teenager who was found dead on board a Carnival cruise ship earlier this month. It's still a lot of questions about that because the FBI at this point has still been very quiet. No official word about what is going on in that case. And so we are continuing to get some more information from other legal sources, court documents, and other cases, that family court case that we have had.
I don't know what's wrong with the audio here.
Interesting details about, including that was where we got the first indication that the 16-year-old stepbrother of Anna Kepner was a suspect in this case. Well, today we are now also getting our first look at the death certificate for Anna Kepner. And some new...
This is so weird. It's so choppy. Let me refresh it because it's choppy as sin.
New details, quiet, no official word about what is going on in that case. And so we are continuing to get some more information from other legal sources.
This kid looks like he's like 12.
Cases, that family court case that we have had gotten a number of interesting details about, including that was where we got the first indication that the 16-year-old stepbrother of Anna Kepner was a suspect in this case. Well, today we are now also getting our first look at the death certificate for Anna Kepner, and some new details coming from that as well. Let me see here. Trying to bring in Fox 35's Esther Bauer. I'm not sure if she is able to hear me right now. Esther, are you able to hear me before I kind of pull you up here? She cannot hear me. Okay, so we will have to work on that and check back in just a little bit. But let me go ahead and pull up that death certificate for you. Fox News obtained this. You can find out more about it on foxnews.com. We also have more information on fox35orlando.com. What you're going to see in this death certificate, and obviously the personal information has been redacted, but one thing we have learned from it is that her body has been cremated after her death. What we don't know, though, the public document, which is what this is, does not include how she died. Still no manner of death, still no cause of death. And so there are still a lot of questions surrounding that as the investigation continues. Now I can bring in Fox 35's Esther Bauer, who is joining us live now via Zoom. And Esther, we appreciate you joining us here on Florida Live.
Sorry, guys, it's not me, it's their quality.
To pour over these court documents that give us just little bits of information at a time, and that's just kind of the way that this has all been going over these past couple of weeks.
Yes, and we might get some more information because newly filed today in this unrelated family court case between Anna's stepmother and the stepmother's ex. Now, in that custody battle, they are wanting Anna's stepfather to testify in that case. So, this is not super normal because, again, this stepmother is divorcing from a different ex. It's not necessarily common to bring in a new spouse into this unrelated custody battle. But now, when you have a custody battle and then you throw in the wrinkle of someone within that custody battle being possibly charged and accused of murdering another family member, this lawyer for the ex husband is going to want as many people as they can find that could throw a wrench into the mother being fit to care for the other children. So, what we are hearing from people that are tracking this case is that the attorney for the ex is wanting this new husband of the stepmother to become part of this case because he wants to prove the stepmom is not fit to care for the other children if this alleged possible murder took place under her watch with her 16-year-old son. So that is the latest development that we are tracking in this case. Not sure what's going to happen, but the criminal defense lawyer that we spoke with said it is likely we will get more details from what was going on that cruise. Where were the parents? What were they doing? Why were these children staying in this room? Those are questions we think this father is going to be asked. Again, the father we're speaking of is Anna's biological father. So he's going to be asked questions like this. And unfortunately, as we're talking about this unrelated family matter battle, divorces, when it comes to kids, when it comes to visitation, when it comes to family court, these cases are already hard and dirty and not necessarily easy to go through. But then when you throw in, this murder and the FBI and a stepson, it just takes it to a different place. So what this ex is trying to do is trying to paint his ex, the stepmom, in the worst light, using anything that they can from this developing criminal situation, trying to get the other minor children out of her care and to be put into his care. So that's what we're tracking. I know you had that death certificate document. Still no updates from the ME, still no updates from the FBI. But as you started to say, just trickling in, we're getting new details on this case still from that unrelated family court battle. And again, we're tracking the case closely. Still no word on whether or not the judge involved is going to put that gag order, is going to seal the case. If that were to happen, the upcoming court hearing, which is slated for December 5th, that could be totally closed off. Press public ban. As of now, nothing's been filed. So this, where we could see the father have to share his side of the story or answer questions on what happened, is slated for December 5th.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up that gag order that we talked about yesterday, because that is a notable piece here. While we wait on that, because this testimony that that the father is now being subpoenaed to show up and provide. We don't know how much of it we may get to hear, or what more may come of that. So certainly something that we're watching closely. Well, Fox 35's Esther Bauer, we appreciate your report.
Okay, so if you're not sure what we're talking about, my apologies. I should have introduced it before we started. My bad. I'm sorry. That's the girl that was, off. Anna Kepner was the 18-year-old girl that was on the cruise ship, the Carnival cruise ship, and was found the morning they docked under the bed, stuffed under the bed, under the mattress in what appears to be, based on a photo we looked at, a storage, and life preserver jackets on top of her body. Hey, YouTuber, nice to see you. I'm going to come in and say hi to other people here now. Veronica, that I missed at the beginning. No, it's okay, Tyler. It's all good. We've covered her. We're going to listen to it a little bit more. She's not a missing child case, and that's normally what we cover. But I want to expand this channel a little bit, which is why I'm putting the psychic stuff on the other channel. And, I wouldn't mind doing court coverages. Like if we ever get justice, when I should say, let's put it in the positive frame of mind, for Jack and Lily and Sebastian and all the cases that we've been covering, Melody Buzzard and all, Gus Lamont and, on and on and on, Summer Wells, etc. Then I want to be able to cover watching them in court. I really can't wait for the day that I can see CP and KP in shackles with my colossal popcorn. And if you've watched Sebastian Rogers, you'll know that reference. Hey, Corinne Danielle, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So yeah, so I just, yeah, so it's a smart kid that disappeared. No, let's listen to this. This is Anna Kepner. We did follow her. Go back and watch another video, but we're going to listen to, let me pull up this, let me pull up this one. Okay. Cause this might give you a little bit of a background here, Tyler. And then we're going to listen to, Brian Etton's video on Anna Kepner because I found it super interesting, but this might give you a little bit of a case synopsis, if you will. Yeah.
The grandparents of the teenager found dead during a Caribbean cruise are speaking out for the first time. They confirm that Anna Kepner's troubled 16-year-old stepbrother was sharing a stateroom where she died.
He had demons, I think, in his past, and he was trying to deal with those. He was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room, but the summation would be that he did something.
She says the FBI told the family Anna was choked to death, possibly with a bar hold maneuver.
You take the elbow like this. They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
Anna's grandmother told ABC that she sat with the 16-year-old as he was questioned by the FBI and was shocked by what she heard.
I heard him, in his own words, say he does not remember what happened. He was an emotional mess. He couldn't even speak. He couldn't believe what had happened.
Anna spent her last evening with her grandparents in the casino aboard the Carnival Horizon cruise ship. The next morning, they heard a chilling announcement.
They called for a medical alert team to go to a stateroom. And when they said the number, I recognized the number immediately.
A maid had discovered Anna's body stuffed under her bed.
I just screamed. I couldn't stop screaming.
Okay, so that's a little bit of a recap for you, Tyler. And I wanted to show that one as well. Welcome into the new member, Jilly. Jilly! Donna, you're here. You're supposed to be on holidays. Jilly, thank you. Thank you, Jilly, for being a member. My little, let me get my little clip here, my thank you clip. I got 2 of them here. Thank you, Jilly, for supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate it. If I can get down now. God, StreamYard, it's so freaking clunky, you know? But thank you, Jilly. Appreciate you for becoming a member. So yeah, so Donna's, I love you. I miss you, my dear. Donna's been emailing me. Like, go enjoy your honeymoon, girl. I think Donna misses us too. Donna, it's okay. We're not enough people. Like, you don't, Hope was here at the beginning. So if you want to go enjoy your holiday, don't feel like you got to be here. Cause I think Hope, are you still in the group? Are you still, she misses us. This true crime stuff, it's addictive, you know, it's addictive. Okay, so listen, that video, let me just explain the backstory before we listen to this Brian Etton one. It's wild, okay? This is so disgusting and disturbing on so many levels, okay? These parents. Good luck, lady. You know, they've been together for 20 years. What's the, you know, it's not like a fresh relationship, right? It's like, anyways, this case is so sad because hubby is helping someone fix something. Oh, okay. Thank you, sweetie. That makes sense. So this case, is just wild because this 18-year-old girl, poor kid, just understanding the family dynamics, okay? Her mother, biological mother, has been out of her life forever for whatever reason. Dad has been remarried. Was his 3rd marriage, okay? And it's only 1 year old, this new marriage. And they're on a cruise ship with her brother, her sister, that are biological brother and sister. And then they're on they're sharing a room. So there's 9 family members on the cruise ship. We've got this new 1-year-old blended family, and mom and dad in their infinite wisdom decide that it is smart that they put an 18-year-old in their own cabin with her stepbrother who's 16 and her biological brother, I think that's 13, and then they put reassume the daughter, because they had 2 cabins, that the 9-year-old the girl was in with them. So people are critical, like, why would you put, just on the offset, you put 3 teenagers together? Now we're only learning the facts of this case because the dumbest move ever. I mean, who does that? Now we're hearing that they were allowed to drink illegally on the cruise. We're hearing from the grandmother's own statement that the stepbrother, 16-year-old, who's now a suspect in her murder, hey, Lloyd Lama, has psychological problems, okay, had a history of psychological problems, and was obsessed with their daughter to the point where the ex-boyfriend says he saw him trying to jump on her while they were FaceTiming in bed one day. So it's like disturbing all the way around. The decision of placing the girl, with 2 older brothers in the same bedroom really shocked me. Well, this is it. Like, it's, who does that nowadays? Hello, we haven't seen you in forever. We haven't seen you in forever. Welcome in. So what we're doing today, because we'd be here for 5 hours, and I decided, since tomorrow is American Thanksgiving, not a lot of you guys will want to be here or able to be here, or some of you won't. So we're going to do Sebastian Rogers tomorrow, because not Sebastian Rogers, I'm sorry, Jack and Lily tomorrow on the live in the morning, or at 4, because 4 or 5, because I've got my grandson tomorrow and I'm going to go see my granddaughter. So we'll do a Jack and Lily live tomorrow night during Thanksgiving dinner, because presumably Canadians, we did our Thanksgiving earlier in November. We'll come and watch that, because you won't be having your dinner. So Jack and Lily live tomorrow night, probably 5. And then I'm going to do a reading on Jack and Lily after this. I didn't do it this morning because I woke up late, on Jack and Lily. And we're going to do Jordan Geddes. Okay. I want to dive into Jordan Geddes' energy. So that'll come out later today. And then today we're going to listen to, after we update Gus Lamont and Anna Kepner here right now, there really wasn't anything new on Melody Buzzard. We're going to dive into listening to the audio on Sebastian Rogers. Okay. And that's why I ended it there, because the audio alone is an hour, and we've got Gus Lamont and Anna Kepner to cover. So let's just, I didn't want to make it too long. This young girl should be here. Poor judgments on parents. It's absolutely it's not acceptable, in my opinion. And Brian Etten in this interview asks some of those questions of the parents, and it's kind of disappointing. But at the same time, his interview, I love Brian Etten. His interview is really interesting, very, very interesting. So let's listen to this. Wild.
Much for checking out my show. I really, really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. I am continuing to investigate Anna Kepner's death on the Carnival Horizon. There still hasn't been an arrest. The reports that she died of asphyxiation and a bar hold. In this episode, I'm digging into what that means, especially when it comes to timing. And some of this stuff is difficult to talk about, but how long would it take for someone to die that way? And what may have happened inside that cabin involving the stepbrother? I'm digging into all of it in this episode of Brian Etten Investigates. Still so many questions about Anna Kepner's death, but a lot more is now coming in to clarity. The reports of how she died, asphyxiation with a bar hold, which again, I'm going to have an expert explain in detail in a second. Her grandma says her body was in perfect condition. That's the way she described it. No signs of sexual assault, she says, or of alcohol or drugs in Anna's system. And as for her alleged suspect stepbrother, the grandma says he was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. He said he does not remember what happened. And when she sat in on the interview with the stepbrother and the FBI, the grandma says that he was an emotional mess. She said that he was a good student, that he played soccer. And this is interesting, this quote. She said he had demons in his past and he was trying to deal with those. Also, Anna Kepner's brother reportedly heard yelling and chairs being thrown inside her crew's stateroom. And that was the night before the 18-year-old Florida cheerleader was found dead. That's something that her ex-boyfriend has said. Meanwhile, something else interesting happening here behind the scenes legally. The stepmother of Kepner is asking a judge to block the release of more information about the case. The stepmother is seeking to have any further filings referencing the minor child or parties involved submitted under seal to prevent access to certain records. The document aims to prohibit either party from discussing, disclosing, or posting information concerning the family court in court proceedings under the criminal investigation until the criminal investigation concludes. Again, a lot of this information that we found out about what's been happening behind the scenes here and the stepbrother being a suspect has all come out through these documents related to family court. And now the stepmother is trying to put the kibosh on that, saying that all of those records should now be closed off. So a lot of moving pieces here when it comes to this investigation. I'm joined now by Steve Moore, former FBI agent. Always nice to see you, Steve. Thank you for joining me and on this terrible cruise story. So the latest is that that this young woman died from asphyxiation, and then they're saying a bar hold. What is that?
Oh,
bar hold, arm across the neck, apparently. What does that mean?
Well, it's what would commonly be called a chokehold. That when the police use it, that's what they refer to it as, a chokehold. There are actually two types of behind the head holds of the neck. One is a carotid hold, where the crook of your elbow is around the airway and doesn't choke off the airway. It just shuts off the blood to the brain at the carotid arteries, and the person passes out. The bar hold is when you bring your arm straight across and basically constrict or even crush the windpipe.
Would you have to hold it there for a long time?
Yeah, you would. Well, there are some stories of people who crush the windpipe because it's kind of like analogous to a vacuum cleaner hose. It's got some rigidity in a coil, and if you smash those coils, you can kill somebody because they can't breathe even if you release them. But most of the time, if you do the carotid hold, which the FBI taught me, if you get the carotids blocked off, you'll pass out long before you would be restricted of any air, and you would come to pretty quickly too. But a bar hold, a choke hold, you actually need to hold it in order to kill somebody long after they've passed out, because when you pass out, if you release them, they start breathing again, and they come to after a little while. So you actually have to hold that long after they've stopped fighting or resisting or are even conscious.
I mean, think about that. That is so disturbing to hear. That is absolutely so disturbing to hear that this 16-year-old would have had to hold her down beyond losing consciousness to kill her, like in this fashion. Wild. Listen to this, because it gets super. This is an ex-FBI agent, right? So he's going to give us what, Tyler, you're just suggesting and stuff in the chat. Like it's wild. It's really interesting interview.
And it's distasteful to even talk about this, but that's the truth of how the body works and how some people work.
The mod squad's all here.
Exact number to it, but and again, I feel bad talking about it because we're talking about this young woman. But how long would someone have to do that typically to kill someone? I mean, is it 30 seconds? Is it minutes?
I think it's minutes. I mean, as horrible as it sounds, there's a thing called positional asphyxiation, where you put somebody in a position where, for whatever reason, they can't get a breath of air. And you go back to the George Floyd case. That's what happened with him, positional asphyxiation. He was down for several minutes and he ended up passing away.
Veronica, I forgot to add you, sweetie, as a mod, so I'm going to try to remember that today. Sorry.
Somebody just literally holding the the throat, holding the windpipe, it'd be several minutes because you can hold your breath for one, and then you're going to have to hold, you're going to have to restrict the breathing until you have brain death.
So you would have time, if you were the person doing this to someone, to, I guess, have second thoughts to stop.
Yeah, I mean, one would think so, unless, of course, as I said, you can cause immediate catastrophic damage to the windpipe, which would make it impossible for you to even get them to breathe again because you've crushed the windpipe. So, those are things that are found in the autopsy. But usually, I mean, I'm just, the mind kind of boggles at this, but after the person goes limp, you're still going to have to hold it for a while or they will come to.
Yeah, oh my gosh. The grandma was saying that the body was, in her words, in perfect condition, and that there were no signs of sexual assault, no drugs or alcohol. What stands out to you about that?
Well, whatever purpose this whole attack began with, whatever they had decided that they wanted to do or tried to do, it didn't happen unless their goal from step one was killing this person. And that's their only goal, which does not strike me as logical. But if there was no other damage, no bruising, no nail, I mean, she had her nails done. If they weren't broken, if he didn't have scratches all over his body or in his face, it makes me wonder how he was able to get her in that hold without a fight. You would see in situations like this where there was a fight, things on the floor broken, everything would be messed up. And even if they cleaned it up after that, you would still find that the assailant would have scratches, especially with a woman who had her nails done. She also would have epithelial cells of the assailant under her nails, which would pretty much tell you who did this. So I'm curious as to whether there were visible injuries on the stepson, which they're calling a suspect now.
If he got her into a bar hold, could she fight back in that position? I mean, I guess, could you still use your arms in that position?
Yeah, I think you could. I mean, you can just reach back behind your head and scratch the face. I've never seen these things where somebody was actively resisting, where they didn't fight back, which leads me to the question of whether she was already drugged or had some kind of chemical in her body which made her unable to resist.
Yeah, because I was wondering that too. Like if she had been drinking or something and was already kind of out of it. But now that they're saying no signs of drug or alcohol, granted, we haven't gotten the full toxicology back yet. But so far, the indications are that she wasn't under the influence of anything.
Right. And, what that sometimes can be, I would be very curious as to what
It's awful, Faye, to think that 4 to 5 minutes. It's just awful. I didn't hear, Michelle, that they found DNA from her fingernails, but they would have clearly, yeah, right? It's just awful.
she was wearing at the time. If she was wearing the clothes that she had been wearing when she visited her family in the casino, that's one thing. But if she was in pajamas, I've worked cases where somebody was dead asleep when the assailant came in and attacked them, and they were unable to fight back because you're kind of groggy and they get you immediately. So that would be another possibility for me. But again, obviously we don't have all the information that the authorities have, but that's the horrible stuff as it stands.
And the grandma also said that he was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. And you and I last time had spoken about the cameras and how many cameras are on these ships, and they can be pretty clear who went in the room and who left the room. I guess I'm just still wondering why no arrest. I mean, it seems pretty obvious at this point.
I think it does, but I can't tell you offhand. I can give you a million reasons why it wouldn't have been taken to an arrest yet. Number one, you're going to want an indictment if at all possible, because that's much better than just a warrant to get him. So they may be preparing for an indictment. They may
I'm muted, for the love of God. You guys are fast forwarding. There's another 17 minutes in this interview where some of your comments are going to be addressed. So that's why I'm not saying anything yet.
Be waiting for, and very likely are waiting for evidence coming back from the FBI lab. For instance, they're going to scrape under her nails and find out if there were any cells under there. Then they have to do a DNA test to find out whose cells they are, which means they then have to have agents meet with the family and get cheek swabs from all of them. So there's a lot of evidence that you need to be processing, and it's not just that you need to prove what happened. You also need to prove how it happened, because if you go into a court and say, well, he was in there, she ended up dead, and so it must be him, you're working totally.
I find the grandparents' interview shocking. Like, I find the grandparents coming on days, I guess it would have been a couple weeks at this point after the cruise, but they don't look emotional. It's just this whole family is weird. This whole family is not normal. Like I just don't under whose grandma said it. Her grandmother was the interview we just showed. And did you catch the grandmother making sure the only person responsible is the person who was in the room with her and being so dismissive of her, even in yes, this whole family is weird as F. So her grandmother and grandfather is her biological dad's parents, like her literal family, not the step family. So it's very strange to me that she says everything was well, they got along in the family, that she and the stepson got along well, that, yeah, she had no clothes more likely rugged. Yeah. So it's just, it's bizarro. It's bizarro.
On circumstantial evidence. But if you can say he went in there, there were cells of his skin under her nails, and we saw scratches behind his ears or something like that. They're going to be able to tell the entire story. And a jury doesn't anymore, in the age of CSI, the jury does not accept pure circumstantial evidence. They want to see.
Well, not only that, okay, I'm also curious if he was drugging her for a while now, because Brian Anton, I think it was, reported that she was apparently not feeling well even before the cruise left. So it's a 1-week cruise. Yes. Yeah. Right. I'm just curious, because was he drugging her over time? Because she was reportedly not feeling well before the cruise, or she simply had a flu bug. But it seems like how he could have done this to her. Now, I also misreported, because it wasn't made clear until Brian Anton clears it up now. Her biological brother went back to the cabin and heard fighting. I thought that was the night of her death. That was the night before, apparently, which is even worse for the parents, because if there's fighting and physical confrontation going on in that cabin, and the brother, her younger brother, a 13-year-old, heard it the night before, did the parents just ignore that? Were they told? Like, what the TF?
DNA in DUI cases.
Thank you,
and
Donna,
so
honey.
they're a sophisticated audience now, if you would accept that.
Tyler,
and so
it's just a couple
they don't
weeks
want
ago
to have the FBI say, we think this happened in there, think this is why he did it. They're also going to start doing a complete background investigation on this stepson, because they're going to have the grandmother referred to a coming out of some kind of dark time in his past. Well, there's your clue. The FBI is going to find out all about that dark time in his past.
That's the other thing.
These are all going to.
So grandmother, the one that says nothing to see here, her own biological grandmother, saying, they got along well. This kid had psychological problems, and the parents and the stepmother and the bio dad of Anna knew he was seeking psychiatric help. He was already a disturbed child. And then you place him with an 18-year-old, and how sexual they are at those ages. Like, bio mom said she had slept with 3 underage girls and Tabitha whilst married. that he slept with. No! Punished her mom for moving to Ook as well as, yeah, I don't like this family at all. I don't think the grandmother's a part of it. I really don't think that. But it's very interesting that you say that about the dad, because I really have bad feelings about this dad. I do, about her bio dad. I really have bad feelings about the bio dad. In fact, if it wasn't for them, the stepson, I was wondering if it was the dad, truthfully, at the beginning. I just think this dad is disgusting. There's something about him that's not right. And the stepmom too. There's something not right about him.
Add up. And when there's no threat of him killing again, I mean, he's not going to be on a cruise rooming with his 18-year-old stepsister. That's a curiosity right there. It's not likely that he's going to reoffend. And so the time is on the FBI side in this case. If it was a serial killer, if it was a serial sniper, and people were being killed every day, and they say, "Oh, we think we got the guy," they're gonna roll him up right then and get him off the street. But when this guy is not going anywhere, I mean, you have time, you might as well use it.
Yeah, and the grandma said that she sat in on the interview with the stepbrother and the FBI. She called him an emotional mess, said that he does not remember what happened. Is that really possible that he wouldn't remember what happened?
Yes, it's possible. It's possible that aliens did it too. And, they have these rays that let them get out of the room without ever being in there. Anything's possible. I have never had a case where somebody had
The bio grandmother that we showed in the interview just before this said that the family was all hunky-dory, that the stepson that is accused of killing her now and she got along well, when we heard exactly the opposite from the ex-boyfriend. So, as he's about to say here, if you guys just listen, he doesn't trust the family. He thinks there's something wrong with his family, and I agree.
total lack of memory of something that would be so striking. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not going to tell you it can't happen, but as an FBI agent, I'm somewhat of the jury. When I'm investigating a case, if you tell me you can't remember, that makes me work harder.
It's a great point,
You know
Michelle.
what I'm saying?
It's a great point.
Because I know I'm onto it. It does not convince me at all that he couldn't, that he claims he can't remember. And as far as being emotional, people who kill other people and wish they hadn't, they're often emotional and sometimes absolutely hysterical. But it doesn't mean that they didn't do it.
And Anna's biological brother has now reportedly said that he heard yelling and chairs being thrown inside the cruise cabin. And that was the night before she died. So not the night that it happened, but the night before. Would that be important to the investigation? I mean, would you be looking to kind of prove that there was some kind of ongoing, altercation between the two of them?
Absolutely.
Okay, where did you guys find the interview with Bio Mom? Because I'm happy to pull it up. I don't know where it is. Yeah, I'm happy to pull it up. Brian is extremely... Brian? Oh, Brian Enton's amazing. I love Brian Enton. Tyler, you're all over the place. Let's stick to the focus here. Kitty, do you know the Bio Mom's interview where that is?
Absolutely. I'd want... the other thing they may be looking at right now, which is taking time, is her phone. Who did she talk to? Who did she write? If an 18-year-old popular girl is being in any way threatened, sexually or physically, by her roommate, who is not related to her except by marriage, do you think she's not going to communicate that to a girlfriend? Do you think she's not going to write it down? Do you think she's not going to tell anybody? Number one, she wasn't going to tell the family. We know that already because she did, you don't want to screw up the family that's just coming together. But at the same time, you can tell your friends. So I would want to know, and I would have agents out interviewing everybody who she possibly could have talked to, and then get the phone, get into it, and find out everything about that. Likewise, the 16-year-old's phone.
Yeah, and her ex-boyfriend has now come forward and been speaking, Anna's ex-boyfriend, and said that she was afraid of her stepbrother, that he had been on this FaceTime call with her at one point at 3 a.m, and the stepbrother came in and got on top of her, which concerned him. And he apparently went and even reported this to her parents, like some of these concerns that she had been having about the stepbrother. Could the parents get in trouble? I mean, if they knew all of that and then put them in a cabin together, like, do they have any responsibility here?
Yeah.
Well, morally or legally, I don't think I'd want to take that to court personally. I wouldn't
Which is
want it
sad.
on my
Sad.
record when I went to the pearly gates. But so
Okay, thank you.
you know, yeah, they probably have some kind of responsibility there, as does the brother who heard chairs hitting the wall and screaming and didn't go door knock them and find out what was going on. That to me is astounding. You know, certain things here are just bothersome to me, that on a cruise where she's got female relatives to sleep with, they put a
Yeah.
16-year-old boy in with her.
Yeah.
That allegedly the parents had been told was kind of strange about her. That doesn't work with me. The brother didn't door knock when he heard chairs hitting the wall. And by the way, how does he know it was a chair? Then you know, there's just too many things that are unexpected in this, and I'd really like to learn a lot more. But that's, I think, what's going on.
What do you think the timeline will be like? Just because all this information has been coming out, not from the FBI, but there were these custody documents that came out that showed that he was a suspect, the stepbrother, and then, you know, family members are now talking. But in terms of a timeline, like officially from the FBI, like, do you think we're going to see an arrest soon?
I would expect an arrest anytime within this week to 3 weeks. And that's because the FBI doesn't want to unnecessarily delay, but they want to have their ducks in a row. And they're very, I mean, that's just a big thing about the FBI. Just do not do anything until you're forced to do it. And because you could lose a case, and if you wait too long making a good case, could possibly have something bad happen because the person is still out. But you have to, you know where you're jumping before you jump. And so I would expect, it depends only on how long it takes to get the evidence that they're waiting for that would prove, I'm sure they have a hypothesis of the crime. You know, the fact that that we had just discussed a minute ago, where if somebody jumped on top of her and surprised her in bed, that could mean she wasn't able to fight back. Well, now we've got a witness saying that he saw that brother jump on her back, very similar to what we had just discussed. So the FBI, I'm sure, has a real strong idea about what.
We're almost done this video. I found the stepmom's interview. Thank you, everybody, because it's going to give us more details as to what we were talking about. But this whole situation is disgusting because, as he's saying, probably not likely that they're going to be able to charge the parents in this, but they had other choices. And it's kind of reminded me of Jack and Lily and Sebastian. Like, where are the negligent charges? Like, how can we not charge parents for negligence? Yeah, Faye, I agree. How can we not charge parents for negligence? Like, you're the parent. That's your entire role, is to keep your kids safe. That's your entire role. And it blows me away. It's just so unbelievable that when Jackie's parents admit hurt her and they didn't hurt the kids up and they just ignored it for a while and went back to bed, where's the negligence charges? Like, oh my effing God, I'm so sick of this shit. I mean, my kids never had to be taken to the ER. Never. I mean, my God, just wild.
Happened in that room, knows the evidence they have to prove it,
Yes,
and
I
want to get
agree.
those back. And once they have them all, they will present it to the United States attorney. The United States attorney will say, oh yeah, this is we got him.
Yeah,
Then
no,
I would
exactly.
expect them taking it to a grand jury because he is a minor, and go from there.
Do they have to wait for the finalized medical examiner report to file charges? I mean, if they're still waiting on some of the pending toxicology,
They don't have to. They don't have to, but it's you don't have to buckle your seatbelts either. 90% of the time you won't get in trouble if you do that, but the 10th time, something will come back that completely screws up your case.
So that, could you think that could have to be playing a part in this?
I think it absolutely does. And you know, I'm not saying the FBI is slow on these cases. They're working very quickly, but they don't feel that's just a characteristic of the FBI. There's never unless you've got people dying every day or every few days or weeks, there's not a panic to make a murder case because you only get one bite at the apple, and if you screw it up, the person's out.
And when you and I first started talking about this case, there was some like speculation that maybe this was some kind of accident, that maybe she somehow overdosed or died and someone was covering it up, or the stepbrother was covering it up. But now that we're hearing about this asphyxiation, is that just totally off the table, would you say?
I'd say it's 99% off the table unless there's something that I don't know about or that you and I, you know, the public doesn't know about. Because again, to asphyxiate somebody, you're going to need to restrict the air long past the time they stop fighting you. And
so gross. Tyler, Brian Etten is on News Nation. He's a news anchor on News Nation. He is so well respected. He literally just started this podcast 3 months ago and has almost 300,000 subscribers. So he's been in true crime for a long time. So he's very trustworthy, in my opinion. I love Brian Etten, and I trust his reporting always.
And that is not a fight and they stop fighting you and you go, oh, and then realize they're not conscious and you say, oh no, you know, and work on this. This is something where the person seems to have had an intent to end her life.
A lot of this information that we have now is coming from the grandma. She's the one who's saying the body looks perfect. Do you think she's credible in what she's telling us? I mean, could she not just be getting all the information? And also, I mean, it seems...
Tyler, I just answered that for you. He's on News Nation. News Nation.
She thought that everything was just hunky-dory with her family, too, on this cruise, and now we're learning that it wasn't.
Yeah, no, and that's a real good question. And this is, you know, and I'd answer it in a two-part.
You're welcome.
First of all, the grandmother is part of the family who says everything's going fine, you know, with this family merger, and everybody's getting along great, and we're just one big happy family. And at the same time, we have a witness saying that he had already told the family that the stepbrother was acting strangely in a potentially sexually obsessive way towards her. So if that's true, the family knew about it, and you don't think they're going to discuss it among themselves. Secondarily, he saw, you know, a witness saw him jump on her. You have people putting a 16-year-old boy rooming with an 18-year-old girl on a cruise. That doesn't make sense. And I think it was just, and then
I think, Michelle, you were the one that just said she just turned 18. I mean, it's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
The brother hears chairs hitting the wall and he doesn't go investigate. So the family is not completely credible to me. That's number one. Number two, even if she is credible, how much of the body did she see? A lot of marks and bruises don't appear immediately on a body. So there could be subcutaneous bruises, things that are not going to be visible to somebody standing 5 feet away. I'm sure they didn't let her go investigate the body. And so it could be that there are many more injuries on the victim that she is talking about, or she's not talking about, and the FBI certainly isn't gonna, you know, they don't have a podcast, and so they're not going to talk about it.
Right, makes sense. So she may just not know.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if there's something else.
So just so you know, Brian Etten is the investigative journalist who's on the road for News Nation. So he does a lot of groundwork for News Nation. So yeah, he's the real deal.
So I wanted to say on that.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Yeah, I think right now the really important evidence is going to be what's on the physical evidence on her body, the physical evidence that they could glean from the alleged assailant's luggage and clothes. That stuff will be all over it. And they're probably going to interview him again unless they feel there's no benefit to doing it. If they can tap this down without a confession, they'll do it, because confessions from minors generally are not very valuable in court.
With these custody hearings that have been happening, the mom has taken the fifth, saying that she doesn't want to answer any questions
or
anything that could potentially interfere
I wonder
why.
With this
criminal investigation involving
stepmom,
the son. So it seems like they're trying to, and she's got a history there, and there's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes for years with this family involving the law. She doesn't seem naive.
Oh, I didn't know that. There's a bunch. She was cremated. Yeah. Did you hear what he just said? There was a bunch of stuff going on with the stepmom's family in the background, involvement with the law. What? Oh, Brian, you got to bring that dirt, hun. You got to bring that dirt. I didn't know that.
To the process here.
No, and she can take the fifth all she wants for herself, but she can't take the fifth for another person. So we'll see how that goes. And if she intends to not talk to authorities, there's a clue. And if the stepson refuses to talk anymore with the FBI, then that's an indication too. It's not admissible in court, but it's certainly that's like telling an FBI agent or telling a dog sick 'em. That's to an FBI agent. That's the same thing. We know where we're going now.
I guess just my last thing, if there's a camera that shows the stepbrother going in and being the only one going in and her going in, and then she's dead of asphyxiation, like what more is there to do?
What a defense attorney will try to do and could possibly do fairly effectively is dispute the time of death. And so once you do that, there may be other people who came in and out of that room during that time. I don't know. But you did have a crewman come in there and find the body. And so it's not beyond the pale that they would try to pin it on a crewman or something like that. So there's all sorts of things a clever attorney could do, seeing as how they don't have an accurate time of death. If they had one, they could say only 2 people in that room, and then 1 comes out. That's pretty strong. I would have to see how long the film goes back, and then if there's ever a break in the film, they'll say, oh, what happened during this time? And then if I remember correctly, on a lot of these ships, they don't have the memory to keep these tapes going 24 hours a day and keep 6 months of time on these things. So a lot of them will re-record over the computer memory to keep it going. So you may only have a few hours on these tapes. You could have up to 24 hours, but there's all sorts of doubt that a defense attorney could induce. Saying somebody who wanted to kill her could have stayed under that bed for 24 hours waiting for her, and then came out. When the stepson left, that was what they were waiting for. It's amazing what can be done.
Okay, I found the interview. Thank you, everybody. Let's listen to this next one now. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get the dirt now. It's thank you, everybody, for the update. It's unbelievable to try to keep up with all these cases, because some of them just don't show up. Some of them just don't show up in the search because of the algorithm. So this is thanks to Fugitive TV. We're going to get the Kitty, you're saying we're going to get this background on this family. I mean, the whole family. And I agree with the comment. It sounds like the dad that didn't protect his own daughter here from the stepson. It sounds to me like that the parents have enabled this dad's behavior for a long time. They just seem completely, I don't know, irresponsible as a family. That's at a minimum.
Hi, TikTok. Just Mom here. This goes out to all of you who think you know me, or you think you know what happened.
So just to back
between
up,
me.
This is Anna Kepner's biological mom. And she moved to Oklahoma, and she wasn't on the cruise, okay? She moved to Oklahoma and hasn't seen Anna for years. And we heard her already say she had to sneak into her own daughter's funeral because Bio Dad didn't want her there. Bio Dad didn't even call her to say your daughter's dead. So let's listen up to what Anna Kepner's biological mom is saying.
And Anna, okay. Anna and I stopped talking because Christopher is a narcissistic sociopath.
Your name is Josh, too. Can you spell your last name?
T-E-W.
All right, and how old are you?
15.
15. And how did you meet Anna?
Through a past relationship last year.
And how did you actually meet with her in school?
At school.
Anna Kepner's mom has spoke out, and I'm going to play you guys the recording of what she had to say on her own TikTok account. And not only that, she also spoke out on an interview that was done. And Anna Kepner's ex-boyfriend is speaking out as well. There's a lot of info. Let's get into this. This is Fugitive TV. I'm your host, Ray Marcel, and we're bringing you these cases, unsolved cases, cases of missing people, any type of criminal case you could think of, and we're looking at it from different perspectives because I was once a fugitive on the run myself, and not only that, I also did time. I paid my dues, and now I'm here talking to you, okay? And what I'm trying to do is shed light on a lot of situations and maybe look at some little loopholes that other people aren't looking at. Well, right now I'm going to give you another update on Anna Kepner. I've been reporting on Anna from the start, okay? Even when nobody was really paying attention, I've been reporting on her. The last video I did, I actually connected the dots, and I showed you guys that Anna's real father, Christopher, his ex-wife, Tabitha, was the girl that he was with when she was only 15. So right here, if you can't keep up.
Okay. Oh my God. So we got Christopher Kepner, Anna Kepner, deceased, born in 2011. Okay, let's listen to him describe the chart and then we'll go through it because I can't read it it's not super clear. Can you guys see it?
Christopher's at the top, okay? And if you're looking at your screen, all the way to the left, you have Heather Wright. That's Anna's real mom. Right underneath Heather, you have Anna Kepner, okay? Right underneath Christopher, you have Tabitha. Please remember Tabitha because we're going to get into Tabitha, who's the ex-wife, and it's going to make a big connection. I promise you. Tabitha's the ex-wife, okay? They have 2 kids together, which is after Anna. Then to the right, you have Chantel Kepner. Chantel is the current wife, which is I started doing some digging. I started doing some research, okay? I came across Anna's real father criminal charges. But then again, this last name Donahue. So while I was trying to look at Christopher Kepner's background, okay, I noticed that that charge did not come up, but it's because it was dropped. But it showed a relation to Christina Donahue. And I was like, wow, Christina Donahue is the one who tried to put the charge on him in the first place, who is supposedly the young girl's mom who was 15. I was like, why is she showing up as a relation to him, first of all? So then I started looking, right? And then if you go to under relatives, you have right here, Tabitha Lynn Harper. That is his ex-wife. Tabitha is the ex-wife. Tabitha is the 15. She is now 33. Okay, Tabitha was 15 when it happened. So eventually what he did was marry her later on.
Oh my God.
This is why the mom dropped the charges. Okay. And once I saw that, I had to tell you guys.
Okay. So Anna's real biological parents, her mom was only 15 when she was conceived. Wow, wow, wow. I truly am. Yeah, that is unbelievable. Let's keep listening because we're 4 minutes into 29 minutes here.
It's not just that, okay?
And don't
As
forget,
of right now, the FBI has ruled.
After this, we're going to do quick Gus Lamont updates, and then we're going to listen to the audio that I and Sebastian Rogers. So that's what's up next today. And then I will do our Jack and Lily reading, and I will go live just Jack and Lily tomorrow around 4 or 5 p.m. because it's Thanksgiving for the Americans. So we thought we'd focus on a Canadian case tomorrow. So that's the plan. So stick with us for the rest of this today if you want to hear the audio and Sebastian.
Anna's death, a homicide, all right? They ruled it a homicide. Now, in the last video, I also told you how it was pretty much an armbar. She was choked. And that was how she lost her life, unfortunately. Well, now they're ruling it a homicide. So many people are having questions of why is the stepbrother, because he's the one who did it, why he's not in jail. I'm going to actually give you what I think why he's not in jail, because this is an FBI case, not a local law enforcement case where things act totally different when it comes to FBI and local police. Totally different. And I'm going to explain to you why he's probably not in jail, which is going to happen soon, but why he's not now, okay? Well, Anna Kepner's mom came out on TikTok, actually, and she's speaking out as to why she has not been in Anna's life because she hasn't been around, but she's speaking to why she hasn't been in her life. She's saying that the dad, Christopher, has been pretty much keeping Anna away from her. That's why she hasn't been able to talk to her, see her real, her daughter, because Christopher's keeping her away. That's what she's saying. Now, I can kind of see that because Christopher's new wife, Chantel, she's going to court right now for the same thing against her ex-husband. So you have Christopher and you have Christopher's new wife, Chantel. Chantel is the mother of the 16-year-old who unalived Anna's stepbrother, okay? Well, Chantel also has a previous marriage, with the father of that 16-year-old, okay? And in that previous marriage, she's trying to keep the kids away from him is what he is alleging. So that's what Anna Kepner's mother is saying, that, hey, Christopher's been keeping Anna away from me. Now,
okay, so both parents at the time of the cruise, stepmom of Anna and bio dad of Anna, are in a new 1-year relationship, and both of them are trying to keep their kids from their exes. This is a disgusting, disgusting family.
Now, Anna does admit she did have a substance abuse issue. She admits, she's pretty much admitting her wrongs. She's saying, that, she's not perfect. And you can tell that she has guilt in her. You can tell, you can see it. You can tell that she wishes she did better. She even admits that Tabitha, who is or was the 15-year-old, who is now Christopher's ex-wife,
what do
she
you
admits
mean,
Tabitha
honey?
actually was a good mother.
What do you mean, honey? I don't know what you mean. Has anyone noticed how childlike Chantel looks? Seriously, check it out. What do you mean, honey? I don't know what that means.
To Anna at that time when Christopher was even with Tabitha. So she's admitting her wrongs, okay? So we have to give a person justification, or not justification, but we have to at least acknowledge when a person is admitting their faults, especially in life, all right? But she's also saying that she was not allowed to go to the funeral. And not only that, you know how she knew her daughter passed? Was through social media.
Hi, TikTok. It's just mom here.
Well, I agree. That was the first thing we said when we saw the stepmom. I'm like, she doesn't look old enough to have these kids. She doesn't look old enough to have these kids in their life. Yeah, no, I know. We showed it, Michelle. They don't look old. She doesn't look old enough for these kids to be hers biologically. I agree. That's crazy.
This goes out to all of you who think you know me, or you think you know what happened between me and Anna. Okay. Anna and I stopped talking because Christopher is a narcissistic sociopath. Now, with that being said, let me give you a little history on me, Anna, Christopher, Tabby. I don't know anything about his new wife. I don't want to know anything about that bitch or her children. They all need therapy. They all need all kinds of shit, and her son needs to be locked up. He knew what he was doing when he did what he did. So, Anna was 4 when I moved to Oklahoma. I moved to Oklahoma for the simple fact that my fiance made more money here, and he was from here, so he could get a job really easily here. So I moved. Mind you, he told me it would only be for a year, and then we would be back in Florida, so I could be back with my daughter. And I agreed. Only he lied, because I'm still in Oklahoma, and this is 14 years later. And now, looking back, I made the best choice that I could for my family. But when I look back at it, it was the worst mistake I ever made because I lost my daughter. Her dad made it next to impossible for me to have a relationship with Anna on purpose because he was mad that I left him. Well, Christopher, were you trying to get sister wives going because you were with me? You were Tabby, and then you married her after she turned 18. You cheated on me with 24 other women, including Tabby. 3 of them were under the age of 18. 3 of them were actually between the ages of 15 and 17. And I'm not okay with that. Mind you, I say that, but I'm not mad at Tabitha. Tabitha is a great person. She was a mother to my daughter when I couldn't be. And she did a great job raising her. Anyway, Christopher made it next to impossible for me to have a relationship with my daughter. He made it extremely hard.
So Anna's dad has a history of being with underage women. If you see how Tabitha looks now, I wonder if she's aged out. I see family tree picture, much prettier, but looks womanly now. Just something I've noticed. Yeah, I know. It kind of looks that way too, Tyler. Yeah, let's keep looking.
For me to see her, he would ignore my phone calls, not tell Anna that I called, and then call like a week
I'm wondering if she just wiped lipstick on it.
and a half, 2 weeks later, and Anna's like, "Mom, why haven't you called me?" And I'm like, "I've been calling you. You didn't get any of my voicemails. Your dad didn't like listen to them.
I know.
No, he said you hadn't called." So he told her that I didn't care. He's been telling her I didn't care, and then I moved away for years because I didn't love her. At least
What kind of a sick father does that to his kids? What kind of a sick father does that to his kids?
that's what I'm telling myself, because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Wow.
As to why we grew apart, and also because I couldn't see her as much as I wanted to. It was about $1,400 every summer to go down and see Anna and bring her back here for 2 months, because Christopher wouldn't help me pay for the gas that it took to drive all the way down to Florida and back up to Oklahoma, and then not even a month and a half later drive all the way back down to Florida and back up to Oklahoma when I had to take her home. I loved my daughter. Let me get that straight right now. My children are my world, and even though I wasn't in her life, it doesn't mean I didn't think about her every day. I battle with severe depression because of it. Extremely high anxiety because of it. Yes, I was addicted for about 2.5 to 3 years. The only reason I did them was because a man that my ex-fiance trusted, he was his best friend, took me out under the pretenses of making money and scrapping, and threatened my life and told me that if I did not get high while we were at his house, that they would kill me. Because they've been up way too long, and if I didn't get high or hit the pipe, I was either a cop or I was an undercover, or I was either a cop or I was a snitch.
She said they didn't even have the decency to call her and let her know that her daughter has passed. She had to learn through social media and the news that Anna was no longer with us. That is horrible. I have lost a child myself. I lost my 3-year-old son, passed away in a car accident, okay? And he passed away while I was getting in trouble and I was locked up going to a boot camp prison. And until this day, I still feel guilty over that. To this day, because I feel if I was not out getting in trouble, if I was at home like I should have been, he'd probably be alive today. So I know exactly how she's probably feeling with the guilt. Well, when the funeral happened, she showed up, but she showed up in a disguise. She said she had on extra high heel pumps just so people wouldn't notice her. Just the feeling of that has to be horrible. Has to be. Well, I did reach out to Anna Kepner's mom. She has not replied back, but I did reach out to her, and I reached out to her to let her know that, hey, she can use my platform, say what she want to say. That is fine. That is okay with me, because this is what Fugitive TV is about.
It's very bizarre, kind of tragic. The biological mom says she attended that memorial service in Titusville, Florida last week wearing a disguise. This is what she told Ashley Banfield on News Nation.
That your ex-husband banned you from going. Can you walk me through what happened and what the circumstances were?
He told me that when I told him I was coming down there, he said that that he knew for a fact that Anna would not want me there. And I said, that's a lie. I was like, but whatever. And he goes, if you set foot in Florida, I will have you arrested immediately for back child support.
And so you went anyway, right? Yeah. In disguise?
Yeah, I wore a wig and wore some really...
Imagine Anna's dad threatens to sue her for back child support or something, like stupid. I know, Michelle, it's interesting, you know, it's really interesting. Was Anna going to leave him and go talk to the mother? I mean, like I said, if there wasn't evidence to the stepson, I would be pointing my finger to dad. That's just bizarre.
Oh, high heels. So that way, you know, if he was looking for somebody short, he wouldn't see me.
And were you able to attend the funeral? Did anyone see you or spot you? Like, tell me what happened next when you got there.
Nobody spotted me. I kind of stayed in the back, close to the door, so if I needed to make a quick getaway, I could. It was really nice. They had a lot of pictures of my daughter.
She said she wore a wig and heels to get into her own daughter's memorial service.
Anna Kepner's ex-boyfriend, he's very distraught over this too. He's actually saying there was times when Anna Kepner was saying that she felt uncomfortable with the stepbrother. He's also saying there's times where like they would be on FaceTime and I guess the stepbrother would do something to her that was inappropriate. Like one time he jumped on top of her while she was laying on the bed and she had to push him off. I mean, there's all kinds of things that is being said right now, allegedly, about what the stepbrother is doing.
Your name is Josh too. Spell your last name.
T-E-W.
All right. And how old are you?
15.
15. And how did you meet Anna?
Through a past relationship last year.
And how did you actually meet with her at school?
At school.
At school. What type of person was she?
She was a great woman, you know. I met her at school.
And the circumstances behind her death, you find them to be suspicious? And if so, tell me why.
It was suspicious because I knew that the brother did it, and yeah.
How do you know that?
Because of the past things that happened with him, like I was saying.
Which were those?
About the FaceTime and stuff.
What's the FaceTime?
Whenever I was on FaceTime with her, and when I was on FaceTime with her, and she was laying down, and the brother tried to go on top of her, and
You saw that?
yeah.
And then how did she react?
I was like, "What the hell are you doing in the room?" You know. Then he got scared and like ran away, and I heard his footsteps like running through the house, you know, because he got caught.
So when you learned of her passing, what was your reaction?
I ran away. He ran away. It was kind of crazy.
And when you learned that she passed away, how did you feel?
I felt very sad, you know, because that was my first love. She was the best that ever happened to me, and I'd even walk to her work to see her, you know, for like 5-10 minutes.
Did you talk with her before her death?
Like 3 weeks before it, yes, ma'am. I was actually supposed to go on the cruise that she went on, but we broke up before then.
When did you split?
We split up like 6 months ago.
6 months.
And everyone said she's just a bright light. So many people wearing bright colors today. How would you describe the kind of person she was?
She was a great person. She definitely knew how to throw on her outfit. She was great, you know. She knew how to put on colors. It wasn't like a basic outfit.
And this is your mom?
Yes,
She's
ma'am.
okay with you talking to us?
Yeah, but we need to go.
Okay. That's just
Yeah, but we need to go.
What's happened next?
Mom's like, yeah, but we need to go. And then listen to this and watch this. They ask a question and his parents interject, and I don't disagree because they don't want him talking too much. He's just given a statement to the FBI, and he shouldn't be really talking too much to the media. So they let him talk, and she's like, and your mom's okay? And mom says, yeah, but we got to go soon. Now watch this.
What do you think should happen?
I think that he should get thrown in jail for as long as possible. And yeah.
And when did you move into the house?
I have no idea.
Like a year or two?
Maybe like a year ago. I think so. I don't
You'd like to see justice for
Yeah,
your
I'd like
first
to see a lot of justice. Yes.
Has she ever complained about his behavior before?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
What did she complain about?
She complained about him being uncomfortable, or her being uncomfortable around him, because of the fact that he tried to go on top of her in the bed, and because of that, she tried to go and stay the night at her friend's house and to dodge the staying the night at her house.
So that happened more than once?
Yes.
Did she ever bring that up with her?
It happened one time, around like 3 a.m. that night.
That's only when you were on the FaceTime call with us at 3 a.m.
Did she ever report that to her father?
No, I have not. I reported it to the FBI.
Excuse me. The parents are like, interview over. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, it's true. I mean, this. Sweetie, I'm sorry. It gets on your nerves. I know, but we do. We need stronger laws for these poor kids. Okay, we're going to get into Gus Lamont, and then we're going to go into watching the audio for Sebastian Rogers. So Gus Lamont, hang on. Gus Lamont, they are searching the mine shafts now. 7 News Australia is up here.
Have again returned to the Outback Sheep Station, where little Gus Lamont disappeared close to 2 months ago. Their focus this time is a series of mine shafts to make sure the 4-year-old didn't fall down one. Lauren Rose has the latest.
Investigators have only just become aware of the locations of the 6 mine shafts that are uncovered and unfenced. They will each be scrutinised, and either evidence will be found or they'll be eliminated as sites of possible interest in this ongoing missing persons case. The closest is 5.5 k's away from Gus Lamont's family homestead, where he was last seen playing on September 27. That's the radius that has been scoured on foot. The furthest is 12 k's, an area already searched from the sky.
I think all of us in South Australia really hope that there's some closure in this tragic case.
This is now the 4th time crews have had a heavy presence on the property. At the end of last month, they drained more than 3 million litres of water from a dam to make sure Gus didn't drown. It's expected to take police 3 days to search the 6 mine shafts.
Okay. So they're going in to look at mine shafts, and apparently they have not found. Why is this happening? I had put a link into a news update, and it's saying not found. Let's try this. So they've already looked into one mine shaft, and they haven't found anything. little Gus, I know. Let's go back and see. Okay. Police find no trace of missing boy Gus Lamont after the first day of mine shaft search. This is yesterday at 7:03 p.m. in Australian time. The detectives have failed to find any trace of missing 4-year-old Gus after spending the day searching mine shafts near the remote South Australian property where he went missing. The police this morning began the 3-day search of 6 mine shafts. So we should hear that they're ahead of us, I think, by 12 hours, right? So should be the end of their second day here now. So I haven't heard whether this other mine shafts on day 2, but they're doing 3 days. But they spent the day searching the shafts near the remote South Australian property where he went missing. This morning began the 3-day search of mine shafts about 43 kilometers from the town of Yunta. Officers said they didn't know about the shafts before. Gus was reported last seen playing on the mound of dirt at about 5 p.m. on Saturday, September 27th by his grandmother at the family's Oak Park Station homestead. By 5:30 p.m., Gus, who had been described as shy but adventurous, had vanished, and a full-scale ground and air search of the property and surrounding area was launched. The fresh search involves the Star Group task officers and Task Force Horizon officers using specialized equipment to search 6 mine shafts in the area. About a dozen detectives overcame hot and windy conditions today to scour the shafts, lowering the cameras into the mines in search of the little boy. They uncovered unfenced shafts are between 5.5 kilometers and 12 kilometers from the Oak Park homestead in areas not searched on foot by police. The police commissioner said the new searches were ongoing parts of the investigation. We are determined to explore every avenue in an effort to locate Gus Lamont and provide some closure for his family, she said. These searches will either locate evidence or eliminate these locations from further investigation by the task force. Last month, the police drained the large dam on the property and eliminated that possibility that Gus may have drowned. This followed extensive ground and air searches on the ground surrounding Oak Park Station. The ground search has now extended to the 5.5 kilometers from the homestead. This equates to a 95 square kilometers searched on foot. That is wild. The search with the help of aircraft and mountain officers has been estimated at 470 square kilometers with no signs of the child. Police stress that no part of the investigation has turned up any suggestion of foul play. Detectives will return to the area tomorrow. So, they still have the rest of their searches of the mine shafts to go through. But at this point, they have not been able to locate anything. Let's just watch a little bit from Crime True. Is his mom still missing too? Yeah, we haven't heard a thing about the mom. Not a thing. So it's wild. It's absolutely wild. It's just wild. I want to just say something here quickly. I want to show you, before I show you some more Gus Lamont stuff, I want to just show you this because I watched, got to text my daughter back now, is changing. I love my kids, but part of the reason I'm all over the place is my kids. I need to, I have told them 1,000 times to get organized because when I promised to go on lives, so I will be doing a tarot reading on Jack and Lily, but I'm just going to be, as soon as we end this, because I'm going to have my grandson earlier now. I want you to see this. I started watching. I started watching. Well, I didn't start watching. I watched in my research on trafficking rings. I Am All Girls, which is based on true stories and it's background information, and it's sort of a documentary. And I want you to know I took screenshots at the end of that yesterday. Okay. I want you to, let me just read it for you because I got a background on here you can't see. Let me just see if I can remove my background for a split second so you can see this. And then I'll put it back up. Oh, shit. I just lost it now permanently. Did Liane? Okay. It says the U.S. Department estimates 500 to 700,000 women are trafficked every year, which is probably kids too. Kids too. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So 500 to 700,000 women are trafficked every year. More than half are children. More than half are children. The U.S. State Department estimates, so sorry, that's the same thing. Less than 1%. U.S. alone, State Department estimates 500,000 to 700,000 women trafficked every year. More than half are children, so 250 to 350,000 trafficked children, U.S. alone every year, and less than 1% are ever recovered. Now, that's not a problem. Wow, that's a problem. So I just wanted to bring that up. We were still talking about, these missing kids. Oh, I can't. I'll get Tyler. I don't know if you don't know how YouTube works. If I play that, I'll get totally stricken, and I can't afford to do that. So let's keep watching here, this Gus, because this is just wild. True crime rockets. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. Trying to pull up the right video here. True crime rocket science shows us some clips from the search. So let's just share that. Let's just watch that for a second.
To a major development in the search for 4-year-old Gus Lamont, with police discovering mine shafts near his outback home.
Gertie, they'll return to Yunta tomorrow.
Well, Star Group and Horizon Task Force officers will be on the ground tomorrow morning, focusing on 6 mine shafts on the outback property.
Police have again returned to the Outback Sheep Station, where little Gus Lamont disappeared close to 2 months ago.
This search will take 3 days in this particular part of the area. Where do they go next?
I think they would look back at all the information they've got and explore all opportunities, but the fact that they're searching so far away from where Gus first disappeared suggests to me they're looking at possible intervention.
Yeah.
I got nightmares in my head, I feel thoughts build up until I can't feel. My mind fills up into a creature.
Yeah.
And it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I feel.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rockets.
Yeah, Tyler, I'm investigating it because I'm writing about it. So it's disgusting. And that's why I am so sick of hearing about all these cases. Nothing to see here, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. It's just, I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of it.
It's the most authentic voice in true crime.
I'll be right back.
These 6 shafts are scattered at different distances around the Oak Park Station property.
The closest is 5.5 k's away from Gus Lamont's family homestead, where he was last seen playing on September 27. That's the radius that has been scoured on foot. The furthest is 12 k's, an area already searched from the sky.
Well, news just in, the South Australia Police have concluded their 4th search and pulled out of the area at least 1 day earlier than expected. According to an official police statement, the searching has involved the inspection of 6 mine shafts and several locations identified following analysis of aerial mapping and imaging conducted following recent ground searches. And this may answer the question, remember we asked it in the previous video, how did the police know about these mine shafts? Well, they seem to have learned about them from aerial mapping, not from any disclosures, not from someone approaching them and saying, well, you know what, there's a hole over there, maybe you should check it out. So I guess it is possible the owners of the property didn't know about these shafts. What do you guys think about that? The inspection of the mine shafts located between 5.5 and 12 kilometers from the Oak Park homestead did not locate any evidence to assist in the investigation into Gus's disappearance. Well, no surprises there, but it is a little surprising to learn this from the latest police statement. The family of Gus have been advised of the results of the renewed searching and are being supported by a victim contact officer. Now, it's not clear whether that officer is in touch with them on the property, whether he's there perhaps to help provide security for roaming Daily Mail reporters, or whether that support is virtual or by phone. Now, according to that same police statement, several of the shafts were relatively shallow, and these could be visually inspected, I guess, quite quickly, but the remainder were up to 20 meters deep, and specialized equipment was required to complete those searches. The authorities also provided this video showing the search of one of those shafts. Not terribly high quality material, but it does give you an idea of what they were dealing with. According to the Daily Mail, it's been reported that Jessica was with Josie looking for lost sheep about 10 kilometers from the homestead when Gus disappeared. Now, I must say that is something that I didn't know. I didn't know they were looking for lost sheep. I thought that they were just taking care of the sheep. And I think that changes things a little bit if you have this idea that they are somewhere else. That's basically their alibi, that they are somewhere else looking for lost sheep when Jesse's son becomes effectively a lost sheep. And psychologically, it makes sense to sort of say, well, if a sheep went missing, and then when you came back, our little boy was missing, well, it's the same thing that happened. The sheep wandered off, our little boy wandered off. So one can see how that can be intuitively accurate. The question is it accurate from an evidence perspective, from a factual perspective? A close friend of Shannon suggested Gus could have simply wandered off to look for his mother. And I think that does kind of make sense. Maybe he was missing her. Maybe he wanted to be part of the action. It's very easy to get lost on a station that size, said the friend. Shannon grew up out there and she almost got lost a few years ago. Her and Josie were out on motorbikes sorting out the sheep one afternoon, and they got separated for a while. She had to turn off her bike and listen out for Josie's motorcycle to find her way back. Interestingly, this photo was recently posted on 7 News, which indicates there is at least one roadside camera on the way to Oak Park Road. One assumes the camera was in place when Gus disappeared and has also been checked for activity on that day.
Officers are expected to spend the next 3 days searching the area. In the 2 months since Gus disappeared, there have been several searches for the missing 4-year-old, with police bringing in members of the ADF, SES volunteers, trackers, and local property owners.
To reiterate, we know that this search has ended prematurely. It's not clear whether the authorities will search next, or even if there will be a 5th search. At the rate they are going, they seem to be searching further and further away from the homestead, which in my opinion suggests unlikelier and unlikelier chances of success.
There has not been any evidence of foul play, and police say that Lamont family have continued to cooperate fully with the investigation. Gus's family released a statement through police on September 30th, expressing their devastation at the little boy's disappearance. We are devastated by the disappearance of our beloved Gus on Saturday afternoon.
Although Gus disappeared on Saturday, I'm not sure if it's fair to say it was Saturday afternoon. It was late afternoon, early evening. Sunset on the 27th of September was 15 minutes past 6, which is basically an hour, maybe 45 minutes after Gus apparently disappeared. And so they probably would have searched for him in the 3 hours that they said they searched for him in the dark, in the gloom. The fact that the story goes that Gus disappeared just before the sun went down suggests that he really wouldn't have been able to get far because he couldn't really see where he was going. And it would make sense if he did get some distance away that he would see nothing in front of him, look around and see the lights of the homestead twinkling in the dark and turn around and go back to them. I don't think he would have gotten lost in that sense. He would be able to see those lights. Regarding this contention that there's no evidence of foul play, I think what we are seeing as well is the absence of evidence. And when you have the complete absence of evidence, the question is whether that is suspicious. Has the evidence been removed? Has the evidence been covered up? Or is this just a natural situation? And I think the fact that scent dogs couldn't pick up any scent, that there are no tracks, makes all of this very mysterious. It also seems unlikely that someone came there in some kind of vehicle without being heard or without being seen. Well, I'm not going to take it further than that. I do want to say
Okay, we're going to listen to one more quick video on Gus Lamont, and then we're going to go listen to the audio of Sebastian Rogers that was sent to me. This is LCH Real Life Reels. I've never heard of them before, but listen in.
Hundreds of hours dissecting the Gus Lamont case file. I've analyzed the family psychology. I've exposed the police failures. I thought I had seen every blind spot. But after reading through over 300 comments from our previous videos, I realized a hard truth. The sharpest detectives on this case aren't me, and they certainly aren't the South Australia police. They are you. You've asked the questions even the investigators missed. Why has no one checked satellite imagery from that day to track the family's movements? Why do we accept Gus vanished on the 28th when there's a theory he might have been gone months earlier? And most importantly, are we being misled by the media regarding the
I
fathers?
just want to talk about this months earlier because we have a member in our own community here from Australia. We have more than one member from Australia in our community here. Sadly, they're not able to join the live at this time of day because it's the middle of the night for them. But we did get an email, which I read exclusive here from one of the locals who was a member of our community. And she said that he was spotted in town, little Gus, 2 days before he went missing to go to a medical appointment. So this whole 6-month narrative is not true. He was seen 2 days before, according to our sources in our own community here, in that community, going to a doctor's appointment 2 days before.
Actual location? Today, I'm stepping back. Today, the microphone belongs to the community. Together, we are going to break down the 5 most shocking, razor-sharp theories that you uncovered. Theories that could flip the entire board. Let's see if you are the ones holding the key to solving this case. Let's start with a hard truth every good investigator must face, accepting that initial information can be wrong. In the last video, based on media reports, we analyzed Josh's psychology as a watcher returning to the farm. But a comment from Rob Osborne has cast a new light on this mess. Rob wrote, "Josh didn't move back to the farm. He is staying with his brother in Adelaide. The whole story is a mess." Let's pause for a moment. If this community intel is accurate, it flips the entire board. Adelaide is hundreds of kilometers away from Oak Park Farm. If Josh was really there, he isn't the watcher. He is the isolated. This completely erases any lingering suspicion of his involvement. How could someone a day's drive away participate in that fateful 3-hour window? But more importantly, it reveals the terrifying information chaos surrounding this case. Why did the media report he returned? Who provided that source? Is this mess a smokescreen created on purpose to confuse the public, keeping us from knowing what is real?
So you're pointing out something really interesting, Michelle, in a lot of these cases. Sebastian was about to go and live with his father when he went missing. Jack and Lily, they were about to receive financial hardship because, there's some of these cases, there's this common thread of like circumstances in the life of these kids about to change. It's very interesting. So I'm glad you pointed that out because, he was supposed to go live with his dad, but the parents are not separated. That's the other interesting. Mom and dad, who have been completely dismissive, like mom hasn't shown up on camera once, which is weird, pleading for her son, as neither has dad. Neither has dad come forward once. But Josh and the bio Josie, who became a grandmother, who is a man, didn't get along exactly. But mom, Gus's parents, are still married. They just chose to have a weird relationship when living apart because he didn't get along with Josie. So the whole thing was he with his mom. Well, mom was there on the property. Yeah, mom was there on the property. So Gus lived in the farmhouse with mom, his 1-year-old brother, his mother's mother, and his mother's father, who became a woman, Josie. And they were all on the farm. They were all on the farm. And dad and mom are still together. They just don't live together. And mom and dad, bio mom and dad, have said nothing. Nothing.
Real and what is fake? And when we speak of truth and lies, there is one witness that never lies and never holds bias. David King pointed out that witness. David asked, was it cloudy that day? Why didn't the authorities check satellite images to track the family's movements that day? This is $1 million question, a CSI level question that police seem to have overlooked. We are living in 2025. Today, commercial satellites capture the Earth surface daily, even hourly, in high resolution. Oak Park Farm is 150,000 acres. It is vast, open land. If a strange car entered that single road, a satellite.
Well, Michelle, we talked about this too because Become a Woman. Yeah, I know. We talked about this as well, that there's some sort of from what I understand, I would love somebody local from Australia to talk about this, but I have read this before on another channel that they had heard that in Australia it's very common to leave the farms to males in the family. And so this farm was left to Gus's grandparents. Shannon, the grandmother, and Josie, who was the grandfather, became a woman after the grandfather died and gave them the farm. And now they're selling it. So I when I did a reading on this, came up with financial money being behind this, and that somebody had and was angry that all of their work on the farm wasn't going to go to them. And now this family's selling this farm worth $1 million apparently, and they own other land in Adelaide also worth $1 million. So it's very, very interesting what's going on here, in my opinion. And I cannot believe that the police in Australia are still following this narrative.
Would see it. If the family vehicle moved to a remote area during those 3 silent hours,
Apparently
a satellite would record the tire tracks or soil disturbance. Even if someone was digging something, the satellite could detect the change in terrain. So the question is, why haven't we seen these images? There are 2 possibilities. One, it was cloudy, but this is the Australian outback, a place with clear skies year-round. The probability of full cloud cover for those entire 3 hours is very low. The second possibility is more terrifying. The police didn't request this data. In their obsession with chasing the wandering theory, did they forget to use the most basic technology of the 21st century? Or did they check and what they saw didn't fit the wandering story they wanted to believe? David King's satellite theory isn't just an idea. It is an indictment of wasted technology and modern investigations. If that data exists, it is sitting on a server somewhere, waiting to expose the truth. But if technology can't give us answers because of human delay, then perhaps we have to look at another dimension, a dimension even scarier than space: time. Another viewer comment suggested that maybe we are searching for the wrong date. Maybe Gus didn't vanish on September 28th, as we were told. We will analyze the fake timeline theory, the darkest theory the community has found. If satellites are the eyes of space, then this next theory challenges the very concept of time. We have always assumed Gus vanished on the morning of September 28th. The police believed it, the media believed it, we believed it too.
Not the morning, the evening, the evening.
But a comment from viewer Erica B sent a chill down my spine. It was simple, brutal, and it explained every single absurdity in this case. Erica wrote, "The child didn't vanish on September 28th. I think he was lost months ago. The story about the sandpile is just to explain the absence." This is the fake timeline theory.
Well, again, this theory cannot go back 6 months because we have our own member that I read in a prior live who said locally he was seen 2 days before, but it doesn't mean he didn't disappear the day before along with that man who's missing car. They still haven't found the man 100 meters away or miles away or something. I mean, that's suspicious. What are the chances that 2 people go missing 2 days apart in the same area? It's bizarro.
And if you stop to reflect on it, you realize just how terrifying it is. If Erica is right, then the entire event of September 28th wasn't a crime. It was a play.
Yeah.
An elaborately staged performance
Michelle,
for a single audience.
The police told them.
This theory solves the biggest paradox.
We just heard that on the Anna Kepner case. The the mom, the bio mom, was not told by the dad, the bio dad who was present. We just heard that in the case of Anna Kepner. Now we're hearing the same thing. The mom and the grandparents never bothered to call Gus's father. He was woken up in the middle of the night by authorities checking out to make sure he didn't have Gus. What is with these parents?
That has plagued us for so long. Why were there no traces? Why did the world's most elite canines find no fresh scent? Why were there no footprints in the sand? Why was there no sound? The answer is chillingly simple. Because Gus wasn't there. He wasn't there that morning. He wasn't playing on the dirt pile. His scent had faded long ago. The police wasted 7 days, millions of dollars, and hundreds of volunteers searching for his shadow at a location he had left long before the 911 call was ever made. And if Gus wasn't on the dirt pile, then where is he? Another comment from Maggie Nixon takes us away from logical theories and into the realm of intuition and spirituality. But sometimes intuition sees what the naked eye misses. Maggie shared, a psychic feels that Gus might be in a shed. Setting aside the spiritual element, let's look at the reality of the outback. Farms out here are scattered with dozens of old sheds, abandoned barns, rusting water pump stations, dark, dusty places where few people go. Did the police truly open the door to every single shed? Or did they just fly a helicopter over and assume no one was inside? The shed is the perfect symbol for this case. Something right in plain sight, right in the yard, but locked tight and forgotten.
I don't think that they would have. They had dogs and everything. I don't believe that he's in a shed nearby. They had canines out there. They would have picked him up. He would have been screaming. From the parents, because the parents looked apparently rumored. They said 3 hours before they called in locals when he went missing at 5:30. They went to call him back in for supper. He wasn't there. So I don't believe the shed thing. I just don't. That's just me.
If the fake timeline theory combines with the intuition about the shed, then perhaps Gus never left the farm. He is still there, waiting to be found while everyone is too busy looking at the horizon. These theories,
I have no
the fake
idea,
timeline,
Marie.
the forgotten shed,
No idea.
all lead to one conclusion. Someone is lying, and this lie has lasted far too long. We often think of missing child cases as random accidents, but a sharp group of our channel's viewers has pointed out a much darker motive, a motive as old as human history itself. Money. Viewer Sarah J. and many others asked the
what I
question
said.
police seem to dodge. Who benefits if Gus disappears? Look at the farm inheritance. Look at this brutal reality. Oak Park Farm isn't just dirt and dust. It is a massive asset, worth millions of Australian dollars, and it is the center of a silent war. Reports show inheritance comes from Gus's great-grandfather, with complex binding terms regarding descendants. We know Josh, Gus's dad, was pushed out of the farm. He hated the place. We know Josie, the grandmother, is in control. The audience's theory poses a chilling scenario. Is Gus's existence, or the custody of Gus, the key to controlling this fortune? If Gus had an accident due to family negligence, what would happen? Josh would have grounds to sue. He could take control of the farm or demand massive compensation. He could strip Josie of her kingdom. So hiding Gus isn't just to avoid jail. It is to protect the assets. It explains why they had to close ranks. It explains.
Personally, to me, this is the most likely. If he's not found in those shafts, yeah, but anything could happen to anybody anytime. He was just a baby. Yeah, it's true. But I picked up on the readings that I did something more money related. And to me, the disappearance of his parents is very odd. It's just odd. Their silence is what we see. In other cases, the FBI members and professional investigators find the silence, parents that are silent often can be interesting to look at, you know? And I pick up the money aspect. If he's not found in those shafts, I'm sticking with my theory that there's money. There was a feud going on in the background. Somebody is mad about their inheritance and wants their claim in it. I'm just guessing.
Why they would rather be
What I'm
branded
getting,
as heartless
and that's also what I got in the readings.
than admit to an accident. Because an accident would cost them everything: money, land, and power. This is the cruelest theory, but also the most realistic. In so many true crime cases, when the layer of family affection is peeled back, only cold, hard numbers remain inside. Is Gus the victim of an inheritance war he knew nothing about? Is the family's silence worth $1 million? How do we break this wall of deception when physical evidence has been erased by time? Our community has offered a solution, a technological solution, powerful enough to force the truth to speak. Next, we are moving to the strongest suggestion from the audience, the polygraph. When satellites are silent, when the sheds are locked tight, we are left with one final weapon, The most
No, they're
controversial,
just
but also the most terrifying weapon.
Krista, they're not gone. They're just not speaking. Who is gone, and we've covered this before on this channel, is the totally unrelated man, from what I understand, and I can pull that up if you guys want in a second, who was seen close to this location and just vanished the day before. Car found, and they still haven't located him. To me, that's also incredibly suspect. And to me, if I'm going to go continue on my theory, I'm not so sure one of the parents didn't have this man remove Gus. That just it's too weird to me that two people go missing in the same area in the same remote outback of Southern Australia 2 days apart. Odd. Maybe Gus was taken the day before, because we know he was seen 2 days before the doctor's appointment by this man who's also now vanished on behalf of one of the parents, potentially, or on behalf of one of the grandparents. Potentially, that's where my mind is kind of leaning.
For those hiding the truth. Viewer David James issued an ultimatum the whole community is craving. Every family member needs a lie detector test, one by one. Why is this demand so critical? Let's analyze it deeper. We all know defense lawyers will always say, never sit in that chair. In a court of law, polygraph results are usually inadmissible. It's not perfect, but we aren't in a courtroom. We are in a desperate search. And in criminal psychology, the reaction to the request for a lie detector test is more important than the result itself. Ask the question, why would an innocent person fear this machine? If Gus truly wandered off, this machine is the family's greatest ally. It clears them. It forces police to pivot and look for a stranger. But what if the fake timeline theory is correct? What if Gus was gone before the 28th? Then the polygraph becomes the fatal blow. Because you can fool police with words, you can fool the media with tears or silence, but it is very hard to fool your own autonomic nervous system. When a person is asked, do you know where Gus is? If they lie, their body betrays them. Heart rate spikes, blood pressure shifts. It is an uncontrollable survival reflex. The Lamont family's silence on this request, or the police's failure to release any results, is creating a massive void of suspicion. Are they afraid that needle will trace a zigzag that screams the truth? Are they afraid the 30-minute wandering story will collapse the moment the first question is asked? Refusing the test in the context of having no solid alibi is a silent confession. It shows they are prioritizing self-protection over finding Gus. And this is where I need my jury, that is you, to deliver.
Now, she's claiming they refused the polygraphs. I don't know if it's true or if the officials even offered polygraphs, because this is a very small remote community. And this family has been here generations. Those police are local and probably know this family and are, this is what I say in true crime. I say it, and I've said it before. I've said on occasion here, Daniel, if you want to come up, Malaya, if you want to come up, Seth, but at the same time, I think when you become too close to the people involved, your bias and your objectivity go out the window. Your bias comes into it. Your personal relationship comes into it. And I'm just not so sure that's not the case with the police here. This family has been known locally. They have a lot of money to the police locally for a long time, for generations. And I don't even know if they offered a polygraph, but if what she's saying is true and the grandparents refused it and the family refused it, well, that's sus as SHIT. But I think the police are too close to this, that they're believing the family's story. And it's just, unless he's found in one of those shafts, I'll eat my words. I don't suspect he's going to be found in one of those shafts. It's way too far out for this boy to have run 5 kilometers in the dark and not be calling out when he was lost. It just makes no sense.
Deliver a verdict. This is a battle between law and conscience. One side says they have the right to refuse. Machines can be wrong. Don't coerce them. The other side says, if you did nothing wrong, why be afraid? Refusal is evidence. Which side do you stand on? In this deadlocked case, should we apply public pressure to force them into that chair? Today, our community did what the system has failed to do. Ask the right questions, from satellites to timelines, and finally, the truth machine. Now cast your vote.
What do y'all think? Do you think they should have been given a polygraph? Okay, Krista, this is for you. I'm going to read this and then we're going to go into listening to Sebastian Rogers' audio. Okay, so this was reported October 16th. Another man disappeared in the outback, SA, South Australia, on the same day as Gus Lamont. Is there a link? Now, I heard it was the day before, so let's read. Is there a link? What are the odds that this man, and they don't want to be exposed for their own wrongdoing? Absolutely. Like the law enforcement, I don't think are nearly, I think we would be shocked to learn some things. And I can say that from as a coaching perspective, because I've seen the inner workings of a lot of institutions and corporations that are pretty big, and it's dumbfounding. It's shocking to me on how some of them even got off the ground. So I think if we saw the inner workings of police, if I was ever fortunate enough to see how they operate, I think I would be dumbfounded too. I think we all would be. Okay, so here it is. On the same day Gus Lamont disappeared from his grandparents' remote home, sheep station near Yunta in South Australia, a blue Hyundai hatchback was found abandoned in scrubland near Wirramina. South Australia police traced the vehicle to a man called Benjamin, who went missing the day prior on September 26th. While there is no evidence to suggest any connection to Gus's disappearance, several truck drivers reported seeing the car being driven erratically by a 40-year-old around nearby Glen Dambo. So the car was seen driving erratically. Was little Gus inside trying to shape how he was driving so he could get out of the car? I mean, what the hell was going on? After the car was discovered, police, SES volunteers, and local trackers carried out a wild-scale search for the area and, like Gus, found no evidence of the missing man. At the time of writing this, South Australia police have been appealing for anyone traveling along the Stewart Highway between Port Augusta and Glen Dambo on September 26th who may have seen the car to reach out to them. On October 3rd, South Australia Police Assistant Commissioner Ian Perot announced the search for Benjamin in an area with very rough terrain would be scaled back. We did actually find some footprints and some tracks that were able to be followed, but they didn't result in us being able to identify or find Benjamin at this location. It's very rough terrain, very strong canopy cover, so it's very difficult to locate someone in that region. Although the search has been scaled back, Perot is still encouraging the community to help them locate Benjamin. So there's the car that was found and the driver not in it. We're still seeking information from the members of the public who may have seen Benjamin, he said. His picture is on the Facebook page just in case somebody may have picked him up on the highway. We don't have anything that indicates that this is at this point in time, but we're leaving every option open. We continue to investigate circumstances as we do in due course. It will be handled by the missing persons investigation. So what are the odds? What are the odds that two people go missing at the same time? It's just, to me, is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. So now we're getting into it. We're going to listen for this last hour here. DNA tests the car. FN rocket science. I don't know. Yeah, I know. But we're not hearing anything new about this case. We're not hearing anything new. So now we're going to go in and we're going to listen in to Sebastian Rogers. This is my own stream. It was members only. You can't listen to it anywhere else but here. Or if you're a member. Is it members only? It might even be private at this. It's private at this point. So it's not even in members only. So I didn't realize Josh would have grounds to sue and be able to get control. Yeah. Well, because apparently there's something in the will about hold on the opposite side here. something in the will from the grandfather who just to leaving it to a male in the family. Hold on. Hold on. I can't stand when my hair is like flipping out like a wing here. It's not going to work on. It's not helping me today. My hair is not helping me today. So yeah, so apparently, which is why I'm wondering if he chose to have the sex change to become a female after the great grandfather died, because they've been Gus's grandparents, male and female, for years. Great grandfather dies and he goes and gets a sex change into a female. So were they hiding his sexuality for years because apparently the great grandfather wanted to leave it to a male in the family, a male in the family. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. So now we're going to listen in on the Sebastian Rogers audio clip that you can only get here now. It's privatized. This, listen close. Yes, I know, Veronica. It's wild. This was sent to me. I think I explained it here a little bit and how this was sent to me. And I have a live with Justin and Clutch Them Pearls that we did for like 2 hours. If you guys want to replay that entire live, we can do that as well, because other people got involved in this. Other creators got involved, and several of us cleaned it up and sent it to the TBI in Memphis, or to the Memphis FBI. I personally sent it to the Memphis FBI. Sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. So listen into this and tell me what you hear. That'll be the end of our live today. I will be doing a reading after we leave this on Jack and Lily. And tomorrow I'll be live about 5 o'clock tomorrow because I'm going to be seeing my grandkids. But listen into this. Hey, Mary, Lisa. There's 3 of us here. Oh, sorry, it's going to be a really small group, because we have only a few members. I can't see you ladies showing up on the screen. Oh, I hope we haven't. They're setting that up. And okay, I'd like to have more live. Weird. Thank you. Okay. So weird because it shows nobody's here. So it's just going to be a small group. I'm not sure. Hey, Marie, there's going to be a small group. Ladies, do you guys, or gals rather, have any questions before we get going? I just wanted to offer an update, a few updates, mainly with the membership stuff. I want to start offering more membership lives. So if you want to tell me more consistently, I had a couple of busy weeks, but if you want to tell me what you're interested in me doing, I'd like to have more lives. I'm trying to add more value to both the membership groups. So we'll talk about Sebastian in a second. I just want to update you first that the mods are doing Sarah, and I think it's done now. Sarah and Jenny got a Discord going. So all of the members from $2.99 Canadian and the second tier will have a Discord. So there's going to be meditation room. They're doing all kinds of things. Yeah, but they already have the land. This was years ago, right? So they already have the land. This is the grandparents. But let's stick to what we're talking about now, which is Sebastian Rogers. Things. There'll be like an evidence vault, different cases. We're going to watch trials in there. So it's almost like being in a private Facebook group where you can comment all the time with one another. So they're setting that up. And I just want to know what else we can add that you're interested in other than learning tarot, so we can give more value to everybody at the $6.99 as well. But I wanted to most importantly update everybody, the few people that are here. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Just on the Sebastian Rogers, because I've gone kind of quiet with that after all of the stuff kind of went haywire. One of our subscribers, I just want to remind everybody what happened. One of our subscribers sent me an email that she had asked me to check out, or in a live had said she was going to send me an email with evidence she wanted me to check out. And in her email to me were instructions on how to get an audio download, which I did. And I was pretty sure that I too heard voices on that audio. And I wanted to get people's opinions first before working and doing anything. Hey T, hey Dana, and Shell Marie, Mary, seriously? Hi everybody, Lisa. I wanted to get everybody's opinions before I went. What is going on? That's the few of you that keep saying that. I'm so sorry. It's very interesting. It's like Sebastian doesn't want this played or something. Keep listening. Keep coming back. And released it. because, I thought that was actually safer. Being new to YouTube, I was kind of ripped apart by a lot of channels, which is fine. But I want to update you all what's happened since then, because I just think you guys probably are, well, some of you may be curious, maybe you don't care, but I came out afterwards. After that night, everybody's had concluded that there was some evidence there that needed to be cleaned up some more, and we went and played it a few times. And then Clutch Them Pearls, Justin started playing on his channel, and I was at my daughter's. I'm actually having wine tonight. I don't drink that much, but I was drinking more that night. At my daughter's, it was like midnight. I was in my PJs. I was tired, and it was like, everybody, Liane, come on, MMO. Like I was the hero over the 15 minutes, a hero for 15 minutes. And so I agreed to go on, and I mistakenly said the word flashlight. So got ripped apart, because then Nick Ferris came out and said basically that I was a liar, not in so many words, but that was a misstatement. There was no audio. He has since come out and said that the LE are asking for the neighbors to resubmit. Well, I sent Nick Ferris a message. So I did that, the few lives, Justin did a few lives, other tubers started to talk about it, and then it became, I was a fraud because I wouldn't reveal rather who had given me the evidence and my source. And the person that's posted it on that Facebook page to this day has not removed it. And I wasn't the first creator that was asked to look at it either, but somehow, yeah. So just to give you the background, okay, a little bit. I was sent by a member of our community. I haven't seen her a while. I actually spoke with her. Okay, actually spoke with her. And she just randomly found this posted on a Facebook group, this audio, and she sent it to T-Rev, to Bullhorn Betty, to many creators, and none of them would play it. None of them would play it. And what she sent me was instructions on how to find it, because it was buried. It was buried in a Facebook page. How to find it, which I did. It was also sent to Heather, the PI we listened to yesterday. Okay, it was sent to Heather, the PI yesterday, and it was sent to me in a screenshot by somebody that was also involved in the case with her canine dogs. Okay, Jules, the canine handler, right? She's also a mod on Daphne's case files with Jack and Lily right now. Okay, she and I were talking. We were friends. She was asking me for insight. She was trying to search for Sebastian, and she sent me a screenshot from Heather, the PI. Also found this audio clip and sent it to the Sumner County Police Station. And she showed me the clip back from the police saying, no audio here. Now, for whatever reason, I'm so sorry that YouTube is doing this. It's very interesting that YouTube is doing this as I'm trying to show the audio. It's really interesting. Sebastian, I don't know if you're here, but yeah. So Nick Barris was the one to first report on the flashlights. I get these instructions. You're welcome. You're welcome, Lois. I get all these instructions on how to download this audio. Okay. I sent it to Brian Enton to clean up. I've sent it to Vinnie Politan, to Nancy Grace, because we need a professional person to clear it up. Well, but it's attached to one of the videos and the Ring cameras. It's got the same laneway. This audio that was attached to shows the laneway that the mob crew has been showing over and over and over again on the flashlight video. Okay. And Nick Barris comes out and says, I introduced to you, like we saw yesterday, these two flashlights, like they're here and they're moving. But I was wrong. It's a garbage truck. It's a garbage truck. Okay. So the garbage trucks now split. It's like a magical vehicle that like one light goes this way and one light goes this way, and then they come back together. I mean, that's kind of a really interesting garbage truck that they move around and they come back. Wow, that's some kind of a garbage truck that it has the ability to do that. And as we heard yesterday, myself, Clutch Them Pearls, I'll show that live if you want, came on. Everybody was true crimers, not everybody. Multiple people were trying to clear up the audio. The only reason I went to the crazy neighbor that ended up stalking me a few months ago was because he's a tech expert. And I went to him to clean up the audio, only to find out that he had already broken into my apartment and was stalking me. Okay. and broke into my Wi-Fi. So I'm still to this day, now we know that KP and CP met in the Marines. Sebastian's mother just happens to be a technology expert, okay? What we've since learned from this audio, because it needs to be cleaned up, that they use jammers, in my opinion, which is all the noise in the background. Jammers. So that's the other interesting thing. The mob crew came out. I went off the case. I stopped talking about Sebastian. I stopped true crime for a little bit, as I've done a few times now. I'm here to stay, but because of all my own trauma with what happened to my dad, the mob crew went and stole my audio from my members, which is why it's private now, and then went on to say that it was bullshit, that Steve Crabtree said it was bullshit. And now we hear months later, and it's no dishing Steve Crabtree if he's having mental health issues. I'm very sorry for that. But we hear months later that Steve Crabtree committed suicide, or tried to commit suicide, rather. Take that back. Tried to commit suicide. Their house burnt down, and he's now living in Sebastian's home, where Sebastian disappeared from, in the same neighborhood. He was the one trashing me, saying the audio doesn't exist. I personally think Steve Crabtree is the one that posted this audio. I personally think Steve Crabtree knows there's legitimacy to this audio, and that maybe he was threatened or told to stop talking about it, which is why it was discredited. There's something here for Nick Barris to come out and dismiss his first reporting. So to come out and say, I made a mistake, is baloney. So what's going on with this audio and why you guys are getting kicked out of YouTube now? He lost his job and his home. I'm sorry. It's very sad, Kitty, and I feel bad for him. But do you find it really weird he's now living in the home Sebastian was disappeared from? I find that weird. I find that very interesting. So personally, my own feeling is Steve Crabtree might have been the one to originally find this and post this. I know, Veronica, but still. And the mob crew was not only showing my audio, he was dishing it like at the same time. Like, come on, Chris. I like Chris from the mob crew, don't get me wrong. But I said to him, hey, Chris, you don't even know where I got it from. Why don't you take the 5 minutes and jump on with me on Zoom? I'll show you where I got it from. Just because you can't find it, just because you can't download it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Instead of just listening to Chris Crabtree, why don't you take 5 minutes to see where I got it from and see if it's legitimate? And Chris from the mob crew, who spends hours, and he spent months, he's still following this flashlight theory 6 months later. 6 months later. Wouldn't take 5 minutes with me for me to show to him where I got it from. Now, I spoke with the woman that sent it to me personally, and she does not want to be revealed. She does not want to be revealed as to how she found it, but she doesn't want to go publicly with it. What are you talking about, Krista? I've said to you guys before 1,000 times. What specifically do you mean? Is that true? All of it. So I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not telling anything here that's not factual to my knowledge. So I don't know which part of it you're talking about. So it's very bizarro how they're covering this up. Crabtree was involved, in my opinion, as a distraction. His stepmother friends with CB. Yeah, this is my thinking. Yeah, so spend all their time and money. Can't stand some creators feel the need to disrespect others, such as yourself. They never seem to apologize. Well, this is it. Like, and I like Chris. He's doing great work. It's just like, Chris, you spend fucking hours. You spend hours trying to disprove and prove the same flashlight video for 6 months now. You can't take 5 minutes with me to jump on so I can show you where I got it because you can't find it because Crabtree told you it's not worth listening to? What the TF? What the TF? So yeah, Craddock got mad when Nick posted the flashlight video. Exactly. And now we heard yesterday, Nick Barris 2 months ago went back on and said, it's a garbage truck, still nothing to see here. And this and the FBI have no credible evidence. I sent this to the FBI Memphis myself, as did Tara from Another Realm, okay? As did Clutch Them Pearls, Justin. We all sent our cleaned up versions to the FBI in Memphis. So how they say they don't have any evidence is beyond me, unless we are all just hearing stuff in our own heads over this audio. So let's start listening to it. You know, I want to just let you know that I'm pretty sure I have permission to say this. How's everybody doing? Hey, Jenny. I think I have permission to say this. I hope so. From the person that sent me the audio clip. Hey, that Q. Nice to see you. I can tell you that one of the PIs had it as well, because that's all I'll say. And that the law enforcement that was working for Seth, the LE also dismissed it with her. So yeah, I saw a picture myself of a screenshot from the law enforcement saying they tried to download it, no audio here. For whatever reason, I was able to download it, but others weren't. And you're going to listen to it. Why they couldn't download it when it downloaded for me so easily when I have technological issues is beyond words. But listen also say, but I can't say how, that there's lots going on in the background still with this case that I can't speak about. No, it's not that you're offending me. So I sent Nick Ferris and Krista, you're not offending me. It's just that I don't know how to answer your question if you're not specific. Like, is this all true? What is this? Be specific, please. Saying, hey, I'm the one you're disparaging. Hey, Sarah. You know, basically, I'm the one that has the original audio that you're saying is Miss Q. We've been following cases in Australia. Gus Lamont, I'm so glad to see you back here. True. I mean, I wasn't very rude, but I wasn't very polite either. Like, I basically said, like, I don't know whose strings you're being pulled by. Do you really care about finding Sebastian, or are you being pulled by law enforcement? Because I have audio. Thinking that Nick might, as a true reporter would, kind of say, well, I want to hear that audio. No, nothing, not even a response, because it was through Messenger, through Facebook. That was after the TBI hung up on me. So it's been I called the TBI with it to say I have audio evidence, and the TBI hung up on me. Make that make sense. They didn't even listen to the audio. They didn't want to listen to the audio. They didn't. Yeah, I'll never forget what I heard. Well, you're about to hear it again. Let's go. I was silent for so many reasons, because one, if you remember here that I channeled Sebastian, I felt very connected to him, and then to have the TBI dismiss evidence, to have sent Tony and through Seth, Karen, the Facebook page administrator, admitting that she sent my offer from the Find Me Group founder to help locate Sebastian. Like, I had so much stuff swirling through my head about like how disappointed I am in law enforcement, in TBI, in Seth to this day. I emailed Brittany at Alleged with Brittany, because Seth's friend and Amon has a wrench there and he's on there all the time, including last night. And I emailed her to say, I didn't want to be rude, because you said a couple nights ago in your live, ask Seth anything, he'll answer. I didn't want to ask him this. I thought I would do it more respectfully and privately, but I want him to answer why he didn't follow up with the Find Me Group. Why is he not physically not looking for his son, but why isn't he trying to engage? Hey, Anne, why is he not willing to call even the Find Me Group founder? Because I have, and this is the kind of stuff in our Discord we're going to start to show. I have receipts from the founder of the Find Me Group to say he never heard from him. And Brittany's never asked him. So it's just like, I became, I'm not going to say depressed, but a little bit depressed about, maybe I had it because I'm Sagittarius. So we're like pie in the sky, not so grounded, realistic with our goals sometimes. But, I did win international sales awards as a single mom. So I have achieved success in the past in real estate. So I have high goals and expectations. And it's like, I want to see justice for this kid. And knowing what I know that's going on in the background has been beyond frustrating, because, hey, mods, yes, beautiful mods are here, Sarah and Jenny. So I don't want to be too heavy, but I want to let everybody know what's been going on. And then we'll lighten it up a little bit. But this is the reality of true crime, I went in kind of naive thinking, we will see something, say something. Yeah, and Seth's the one that keeps saying, see something, say something. Exactly, Mary. And I'm pissed off. Like, I'm just going to be freaking honest. Like, I'm pissed off. Like, I feel like this boy has been so betrayed. And at this point, I don't understand. I get somebody kind of, well, no, it's not true. Seth doesn't believe in mediums. Actually, that's absolutely not true. Oh, I'm the 8th. Sebastian was the 7th. Seth actually had a reading from Donna Serafina, and she said horrible things to him, and it traumatized him. She said, "Oh, welcome in." A bunch of Saggies. Saggies are all into true crime and truth and justice. Yeah. So Donna Serafina said some horrible things to Seth, gory details that were not necessary in her opinion. And so he is not a fan anymore. And that was just unprofessional of her. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything else about that. I went to post after that live a video and I took it down because YouTube tells us in the algorithm how many people are when you're waiting for your YouTube to go live. Yeah, everybody smash it, but there's just a few of us here, sweetie, at this point, anyways. But I just tried. I went to upload. Why is Seth not looking? And the amount of thumbs down was like I was 15% lower. Like I have 98.6% likes on my videos versus unlikes. Like you all can't see, but the YouTube gives us the metrics. And I'm was a sales coach, so I'm all about metrics. I love YouTube's metrics. Not everybody. If you all hear people complain about YouTube, man, I was paid $250 an hour to train people how to put together the metrics that YouTube gives you. It's wild. They have metrics. I love it. So I'm a geek that way. So I spend a lot of time looking at the metrics and metrics weren't good. I was going to get slaughtered again, basically, if I went live with why isn't Seth looking? And I'm sick and fucking, excuse my language, I'm sick and fucking tired of having to fill a narrative because people don't want to hear. I don't think Seth did anything wrong, but why is Seth, to this day, 3 weeks later, why is his ass being covered by Brittany? Why is that a question that you're too offended? Is it all about clicks because Seth's on your panel? Like, sorry, I'm just venting, but I am pissed. Because, man, I'll tell you, if Seth had the balls to come to my channel, I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him, why have you ignored my emails? Brian Enton, I'm gonna call all the people out. I sent all those videos to News Nation thinking News Nation would care. Nothing. They've done nothing with that audio. So I know shit I can't talk about, but I know that audio is at the FBI in Memphis. I can't tell you how. I know other things that better come out soon. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I'm gonna keep going with my audio and I'm gonna keep cleaning it up. But there's cover-ups going on in this case. And that's all I'm gonna say. Yes, his actions and actions are suspicious as fuck. I agree, Shel Marie. Like, you know, anyway, I don't want to betray anybody that's confided in me. All I can promise you is that shit's going to hit the fan soon, and really soon. I think it better. If it doesn't, it will, because there's shit. So I actually really like Brian Enton. I just couldn't get anybody to clean up this audio for me. That people that would have had the tools to do it. But I like him. So I'm going to keep cleaning it up. And I was thought about maybe sending it to Nancy Grace. I was going to send it to Josh. Some people suggested at the lab, Josh, to send it to him at the lab because he's really good with technology. He doesn't offer his email address on his YouTube channel, so I don't know how to get a hold of him. But, you know, Nick, I am going to send you a cleaned up audio version. And actually, you know what? I am not a fan of BJ. It's all drama over there. I just stopped dealing with those channels. It's all drama. And let me just fast forward it. I think I'm going to play it here. And I'm just going to fast forward it. Hang on. Most people believe that truck, but his explanation
to Stafford.
Facing
Law enforcement, between local law enforcement, state law enforcement.
then about 2-ish hours, hour and a half, hour 42, something. There's like she said, the time.
Hang on. I pulled up the wrong clip, so let me just stop sharing. I was explaining, but I thought in that one that I actually played. Well, I don't want to discredit anybody. I'm just saying I don't follow a lot of the channels that I used to because there's too much drama. I don't think anybody's discrediting anybody in here. Although I was discredited, yes. Okay, let me get to my own page here because this is what we're here for. And I pulled up the wrong one. I privatized the videos. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. My apologies. Ugh. I've got more than one and that one is not the right one. So let me just. Okay, I am sorry, y'all. I gotta find it. I thought I had pulled it up, but I'm too much talking on that one. Too much talking. My gosh, Liane. There's so many cases of Sebastian Rogers that are privatized. It's insane. I got to start pulling them out. I get tired of other creators stealing my stuff and not giving credit, but not only that, stealing it and then shit talking me about it. It's like, ugh. So I just said, screw it. And I privatized it all, but now I'm trying to find it, as you can see. And I got to go through all the privatized emails here right now. Members and private only about the audio. Because it's not coming up when I plug in audio. Come on. Come on, come on. Where the dang is it? Oh, you know what? I know why I'm not finding it. I'm looking at videos and not lives. Or videos, rather, and not, yeah, lives, because it was covered on a live audio Sebastian Rogers. Sorry, y'all. That's how much I got on Sebastian. It's really crazy. Okay, let's talk about the audio. Is this the same one that I just went through? Hang on, let's see. Yeah, it's the same one. So let's go to the other one that I just pulled up. And let's pull it up and listen. We're not going to listen to all of it. But yeah, okay. This is Justin. A week ago, Monday, I think, or Tuesday last week.
Love you too.
This is Justin, who, when I first played it, invited me up on his channel. I talked about it, and then he came on mine. So let's listen in.
Guys.
You're off the screen again.
No, I'm drinking some soda, so I don't.
Oh, okay. As long as it's not me. Yeah,
Amateur.
ears on.
Okay.
If you
It's
have
not you.
if you
Not
have
you.
earbuds, put them on. Okay.
So you
So
got it like a week ago.
I got it a week ago, yeah.
I knew there was a recording that there was a video or audio that was out there. Love you guys too. You guys are so sweet. But I had never I didn't know what exactly it was or anything. So this, I just want the people to understand. So this recording is from is it the corner of the?
I don't know for sure, because I'll tell you how it, and if the person that gave me the information, we've been emailing back and forth, and that person's well aware that if they want to come forward and disclose who they are, they can do that. I'm just not going to do that for them unless they want to. But she emailed, she was a subscriber, and said that other She had come across this on a Facebook community page, posted April 26th, and had sent the audio clip attached to it. So what's ironic about that is I moved. My neighbor across from me in this new place is in high tech. So I thought I would ask him to clean it up. And instead, I found only to find out he broke into my apartment, stole my Wi-Fi, I had to report him to the police. Now the police have dealt with it, so he's not bothering me anymore. And in doing that, I had to wipe clean everything. The irony of that I tried to get it cleaned up and ended up losing the original clip. I can find it buried and re-find it and repost it and re-download it. But yeah, so I lost everything. So we're now going on what I've taped before. So yeah, so that's the irony in all this, is in trying to get it cleaned up by somebody who was a creeper, I lost everything because I had to clean up, because when I took my Mac to the Mac store, they're like, you got to wipe everything clean, like everything, my phone and everything. So I had to delete absolutely everything. And you might recall I was having a lot of storage issues. That's why I don't have storage issues on my laptop anymore, because it was virtually wiped clean, as was my phone, thanks to the neighbor. And the screenshot of it shows the photo where the cars are in the laneway. So that's the picture that the audio is attached to.
Okay. Okay.
So she told me how to find it, and I downloaded it. And the first version is the one that I played. So yeah, to be clear, I did eventually show pictures of it on my screen. And again, I got to go back through my emails and I can find it again. I just didn't have time to do that because it's a long time buried in my emails. But the photo that this audio is attached to is of the laneway with all the trucks in it, that the mob crew, where the flashlights were going to and from. It's the same house. It's the same house as that one of those screenshots. It was the screenshot of that house that this audio was attached to, with all the trucks where the flashlights were going through. Loud, but you can maybe make out what sounds like a woman's voice.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's all they did, because they titled the download "Women's Voice." Potential women's voice in flashlight scene or something.
Okay. And you feel confident from the source that it's legit?
Well, the source is not the person that we would have to question. It would be the poster, because I just got the source gave me how to get the post.
Okay. Okay.
I know.
It sounds very interesting. It does.
It does. If we listen to any more audio tonight, I want to go into it with a completely neutral mind again, like I did the first time, because I just know how our brains can work, and we want to hear things potentially that aren't there, or we hear other things that other people say they hear, and now we hear it a little bit more. I want to go into it with an open mind again, just, see what it is. And that's why I brought it out the way I brought it out on my live, was like, does anybody else hear what I'm hearing? Because I want to be objective. I don't want to, and I think 75 to 80% of everybody in my live that night said that they heard stuff.
You can definitely hear talking.
Yeah.
You can definitely hear speaking,
Yeah.
Now who that is, that's,
exactly.
And
that's why I was at regardless of who it is. I think Ellie should have it, and that they should be aware that it's out there. Right. So, but I think the more you listen and the more I clean it up, the more convinced I become that it's something substantial.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Like I told my listeners, it's not up for, I'm not trying to convince anyone either way. If you believe it, fine. If not, fine. I couldn't, when I first heard it, I was just like, what the hell's that? But then once you listen to it, and especially if like you like listen to it in little sections, that's when I could understand more.
Yeah, exactly. And And I'm like you, like I'm not here to, and I try to say that it's, you know, on my channel, we're neutral. I like to have various opinions and people's perspectives. I think it's a very healthy way to live life in general and to be open to everybody's, you know, viewpoints. And I've asked my subscribers, call me out if I'm, you know, if you think I'm being a little bit swayed one way or the other. You know, I've said that more than once on the channel. So I am open to people just like you know, believe what you want. But
Right.
I do want people to know, I guess, where I draw the line, and nobody knows me, and you've got, I'm sure people hear from your channel, like just that I work from integrity, and just, you know, if you don't want to believe it, that's fine, but I'm not here, and I wasn't there creating a fabricating story from some, like, that's just not who I am.
Right. I don't believe you fabricated
Yeah.
anything or anything like that. I 1000% don't believe that.
Listen, I'm lucky I got to download it and clean it up because I'm so technologically inept.
Yeah. Join with audio.
Okay, we're gonna go right to the
So-
audio. Okay, let's go. For some reason, I don't know, but I don't know that the other clip had all the audio.
Right. You
Okay, let's listen. You got to put your earbuds in. It's loud because they used.
She's getting it.
Can you guys not hear that?
Right. You exited out of it. You got to hit present again and. Oh. This has more audio on it than the one.
What's that?
This has more audio on it than.
That's why I want. Yeah, that's why I wanted to. Do you want me to see if I can download it and send it to you, and then you can play it, or do you want me to just keep?
That's fine. Just play it. Just play it like that. That's good. Yeah.
Okay, because there's more. There's definitely more audio that you can hear. I've just been cleaning out the background all day. I spent days and days and days and days on this, but I was restricted because of my financial situation to use free programs. So just keep listening here.
Okay.
It sounds like Chris, doesn't it? Sounds like Chris. Hey, Jasmine, how are you? It's just dead space in the middle here. Yeah. We're going to listen a few more times here, but I thought I heard Katie go home too, and I thought I heard like he had to get back on his crane.
Yeah, that one's longer.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of dead space in between it.
There is. I didn't edit it out, so I was going to edit it all out at the end, but I can. I don't mind sending you that clip too if you want to play around.
But sure.
Do you think it's more audio in that it's looping around, or do you think it's new audio?
I don't know. I couldn't hear it enough, but I've got my air conditioners blaring. Right.
No.
I could hear that. I could hear that one good.
Okay. Okay, so let's just one. Do you hear audio? Do you hear people talking? Do you believe when the Seth's PI sent it in to Heather, and I saw a screenshot of that PI took a picture from the police agency, Sumner County Police Agency, and the police officer came back and said, no audio here. Do you think there's audio to hear here? Chris is talking louder. Katie's whispering. Yeah, we're going to keep listening. Do you think there's audio here? I don't understand how they just said no audio here.
That one, I can't understand anything.
Like a radio walkie-talkie at points in this version. I know. I think that is.
Gotcha.
And
Listen a bit more.
I'm looking 3
You can see Tara and another Whelm shows up. She cleaned it up.
justice. Yep.
Work.
Hmm.
Did you hear that?
Real. It's so easy to say that, right? It's that easy to say, and I think naturally we should be skeptic, but you know, it's harder to prove something one way or another, right? And that's what we're trying to look at here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Commercials and the work. What are you gonna say?
I just want to play another clips of it here. Here we go. Justin cleans it up. Okay, I'm gonna play it again.
And then this is the original, and then there's this one.
You heard that,
That
Veronica?
one's the best one.
You heard
I
her
think.
say, "Watch his
You
head."
think so?
I think. Yeah.
You can hear front door. You can hear love you, and then love you. Someone saying love you back. What else?
Can you play it again?
Sure, of
I'm
course.
gonna put my headset on.
I agree, Lisa.
Hey, Kale.
This is why I'm dumbfounded that
Oh,
they
damn it,
continue to
man.
say no
Find
audio.
it.
No audio was found. No audio was found. No audio was found.
Sorry,
the
guys.
audio was time stamped at the same time as the camera is showing the lights, the flashlights. What are the chances that there's audio playing in the middle of the night at the same time there's a car with lights that's not a garbage truck at 3 a.m. because the lights go separate ways? Yeah, it sounds to me too like someone getting sick. I agree.
Okay. I'm gonna have to. Uh-oh. Where'd she go?
I'm here.
Okay. Can you add that back? There we go. Got your headsets on?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I've heard too many times Chris Proudfoot's voice, and this is his voice, in my opinion. T-Bird, I don't know who you are, but I'm totally entitled to push whatever narrative on my channel I want. And if you don't like it, you're totally welcome to leave. That's totally up to you. So I'm gonna ban you now because I'm done with your baloney. Goodbye. Yeah, we sure did. Which is really interesting because I didn't know T-Bird was a troll because T-Bird used to show up all the time. It's not a narrative, it's evidence. No kidding. Ugh. I'd love to be able to hear the audio and caption it. Yeah, well, I mean, Crazy Cat, Jasmine, if you want to come on with me one day, we can go through it. And we can go through it again. Like, I'm totally open to that. But yeah, keep listening.
Do that. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay. Could you hear that?
Yep. A lot better. I with my headset on, but I could listen to.
You're breaking up. What'd you say?
I said I could listen to that 100 times. It's but it's much clearer, and I heard Sebastian in that one. I think I heard. You didn't hear it?
Listen, can you listen to this with your headphones?
Yep.
This one, I think it took out too much of it, but you can hear certain things very, very clear. For instance, this, like.
Well, the person that sent it to me happened upon it. It was posted on a Facebook group that had 2 followers, one being the PI in question we just talked about, because she downloaded it herself. Somebody sent her to that Facebook page. It was buried, and I was sent instructions how to find it, as were other creators who chose to ignore it and not cover it. But Heather, the PI, also sent it to the police, found it, and sent it to the police. There were only 2 people on that Facebook page. And I'm not, the other person would have been the person that posted it. And that person has not come forward. So I don't know who they are. I suspect it could be Stephen Crabtree, but I can't say that for sure. No kidding. Well, we also have people in this case that were searching for Sebastian every day, change sides, Terry Lynn. Like, this case has just been wild. It brings out the vultures. It brings out the vultures. Yeah, I agree. Okay, T-Bird. I thought I banned you. Get out. Okay, I'm gonna play it again. You've been blocked.
That one's definitely the clearness.
I'm a liar.
You can hear a woman
I'm a
in that one.
liar. What am I
Yeah,
lying about?
you can definitely hear a woman in that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is that I'm lying. Yeah, no kidding. I'm a liar. I'm showing a video. What am I lying about? Who are you? If you want to come on and tell us who you really are, and you want to tell me that to my face, and you want to prove why I'm lying, then you can go put your balls together, and come on up and just tell me why I'm lying. I've already blocked T-Birds. I don't know how they keep coming back on. I'm really not clear. Maybe somebody like Chris Proudfoot, who might have technology issues and be able to, because I've banned T-Bird multiple times. I'm not sure how they keep coming in here. But if you come back in and you got 2 balls to put together, you want to come up and show me how I'm lying, let's go for it. Let's effing go for it.
And it's very clear, but I think there's some things in this one you don't hear.
Oh yeah, Lloyd Lama.
Yeah, that's what I was saying
Oh
when
yeah,
I was
Lloyd
like,
Lama. TL is joined the ranks of Klumanati and everybody now, no longer searching. Go back. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep listening because we're going to replay it over and over again.
wanting to be careful which version, because I think it's not that the sounds aren't there, it's just that different filters are picking up different aspects.
Yeah.
Because I'm putting it through different filters, right? And so is Justin.
But yeah, play that one again if you don't mind.
That's what I want to know, is that right there.
I mean,
I can't.
That's Chris
Like
Crouch.
here I hear door, what? Front door. Door, what? Ugh, front door. Front door. Leave this door.
Go home.
At the very beginning, that noise right there, to me, it sounds like a winch.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's why the boat theory
It's like
was interesting.
It's like talking, but there's a winch in the background. Does that? Anybody else hear that?
I don't. Yes, it's.
Like a ratchet or something. Yeah.
I hear, are you okay in the. But that's what I don't know that. I
Yeah.
can't. Are you
But that
okay?
doesn't-
Something.
Are you okay for sure? But that, are you okay with something with that? Can you go back? Do you mind going back?
Of course not.
Okay. Yes, I can ask you another 50 times.
Yeah. Are you okay in the. I don't know.
I hear kind of, are you okay? Something like it. It's looped around a few times, right? So
Yeah.
Are you okay? Something like it.
Yes, Tara took credit for it, although we all cleaned it up and sent it in to police. But yes, Tara took credit for it. We all sent it in and cleaned it up to the police. Yes. Like I said, I find some creators. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. We'll take care of it from here. Yeah. Let's listen some more.
Crane like it. A crane like it. Go back. I think the last 3 words are crane like it. You don't hear that? Nobody else?
No, I hear that, but it doesn't make sense.
No,
You know what I mean?
Maybe we missed. Can you crane like it? Wait, I've also wondered if this is out of order. I've wondered if the very end of this clip is supposed to be the beginning.
What? What?
Let's look at
No.
see if we can.
No, don't tell me that. Because Donna, my mod, who's on a wedding, this very interesting, and I can show you proof because this just happened last week. Tara wanted my support in showing her channel. She's ignored my multiple texts. Another Canadian, she wanted my support to sell her products, but she wouldn't come up on the channel with me. And I said, I don't support your products. I've never used them. I'm not going to put my name on your products I've never used. And I don't believe that Tara's on the other side. I really don't believe that. How do you know that? How do you know that? And Tara refused to come up on my panel. But we know Terry Lynn is on the other side. It's that just amazing. I quit buying things from her and stopped watching her. Yeah, well, we all cleaned it up. But like I said, Tara wanted to take credit for it and said she sent it in. We all sent it in. We all cleaned it up. We all sent it in. I'm the one that brought it to everybody. I'm the one that brought it to everybody. Everybody else refused to even look at it. She watches Clue. Yeah, Tara cleaned it up after we did. Absolutely. Well, why would she watch Clue? Anyways, if you I don't want to get into it. This is the drama of Sebastian Rogers that I don't like. I'm just saying, just last week, Donna sent me a message saying Tara wanted me to promote her product. I'm like, well, why doesn't Tara ask me herself? Why is she going through you? Why is she going through you to ask me to promote her products? So people are just saying that Tara is now on the other side, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that 100%. I don't believe that. But I also don't know why she went to my mod to ask me to cover and promote her products, because she's having a hard time with the cost of the shipping now, and the now that we have the tariff war with the United States and Canada. When I tried to get her to collaborate with me so many times, and she ignored many of my texts. Yeah, so I don't understand. This true crime world is just something else. So let's move on. But I'd have a hard time believing Tara's not on the side of justice with Sebastian. I don't know what you mean by I answered my own question, hun. What do you mean? If she's true buddies with them. Yeah, I don't think she is buddies with them, but Corinne Danielle's saying she is, but I'm not saying that I agree with that because I don't know that to be true. So that's just one person's opinion. Let's listen to the audio and get back on track. Well, I just like, if you need my help, don't go to my mod. Come to me. I didn't like that. I don't like when somebody goes to my mod and doesn't come to me. And at the end of the day, I offered her help. And the other thing that she did, which anyways, I'm not going to get into it, but I texted her in the middle of the night at her time, apparently, well, 5 a.m. her time, because I was up at 8 o'clock. Didn't really, and the first thing she says to me is, "You woke me the fuck up." I'm like, "Bitch, excuse me, but you want my help to sell your products. Like, and you're going to give me shit because I forgot that you're 3 hours behind me. Like, Tara, get a break. Get a break." So whatever. I don't dislike her, but she and I have had a few little things there in the past. So I wasn't very cool with her going behind my back to ask my mod to promote her products. That was not cool with that at all. I didn't like that at all. And that was last week. Oh, I'm not friends with Clue, please. No, I know, honey. I know, Hope. I know. Well, you guys don't know a lot of what goes on in the background. And so I'm going to tell you this, and I will talk to Donna when she gets back. If a mod gets approached by another creator, you tell that creator to come to me themselves and don't get involved. That's exactly right. I will talk to Donna about that when she gets back. I wasn't going to bother her about it because she's on her honeymoon, but don't ever do that to me, please. Any mods, do not come for another channel asking me for a favor. If that channel doesn't have the BALLs to come to me themselves, then F it. I'm not helping them. If they want my help, they can come to me themselves. Don't get in the middle between me and another creator, mods, ever, 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 ever. It's not cool. Just don't. And you have no idea what's going on between creators in the background. So just don't assume you know. Yeah, it's not cool. And this case is exactly like, it's not cool. Just don't do it. So thank you, Hope, for that. Don't ever do it. And there's the chat. I deleted it, but there's the chat. November 15th. Okay, I'm going to play it again.
Here, yeah. Huh? Love you. Love you.
Okay, I'm going to play it again.
Front door. Leave this door.
Look at Justin. I trust it like implicitly. Justin's a great guy, Clutch and Pearls. Love him. Trust him. But there's some creators that came out in the Sebastian Rogers case that, and I was new to true crime, that I was just dismayed over. Just dismayed. Yeah. So bye, sweetie, Miss Q. We're going to keep listening here. Bye, Miss Q. But yeah, I don't want to. I'm going to keep asking you guys, and myself included, to just keep to the topic. Okay, let's just keep to the topic here. Let's listen for a few more minutes.
Hmm.
Yeah, those are cleaner though. Because see, Emma's using a different program than what I used.
Yeah, she used this. It's
Ease US vocal remover. Or Ease Us.
yeah, it's I guess it AI's the edits, takes out what it needs to.
Oh, does it? Interesting. Okay.
I mean, you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to get it perfect. Nothing's ever going to
No.
be perfect.
No, but I really want to still clean it up. But this is getting parts that are, you know, clearer for sure. I don't know. I hear Crane like it, but that doesn't make sense. But I don't know. So, but that's what I hear. There's at least crane. The crane for sure word is there. Tina says, very early. I'm going to mute myself and let you run it again. My daughters are picking up her dog.
Okay, sure.
It sounds like I had done a reading and I was picking up on like maybe they took them by boat, like an anchor. And apparently somebody, yeah, we're going to wrap it up in a minute, Krista, thank you. Somebody said that the engine of their fishing boat or their boat, KP and CP, was missing off the boat when Sebastian was missing, that the engine was removed. And so I was wondering if that was used to anchor him, but I don't know. Let's keep listening for a few more minutes and then we're going to call it a day. And I'm going to do a reading that'll be uploaded at 4 o'clock for Jack and Lily, a tarot reading. Yeah. Crane. 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 Crane like it.
I was wondering if that was something like being in the air and the crane.
Oh, okay.
The air crane.
No
Crane
way. Did he
talks
really,
about being in
Kitty?
the air, looking
Okay.
over.
Yeah.
Crane.
I didn't hear that, but you know, hey, we're all hearing different things, I think.
Crane like it. I mean, I can hear it now. That's wild. In their laneway? In their laneway? Okay, I'm going to play it again. Now, what's interesting is when somebody said they heard watch his head, if that's what was said, it means presumably he's alive in this, which is what the vision was that I saw, that he was alive, potentially. Well, I was hoping. If he wasn't dead, he was near dead when I saw the vision of them putting him on a green tarp in KP's trunk. No way.
I think he's saying, this person is saying front door here because it doesn't. Because I think saying front door.
Okay, everybody, we're going to call it. I'm going to go do my reading now. I'll find it and send it to you. Thank you, Kitty, honey. You're sweet. I appreciate that. Okay, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow on a live for Jack and Lily. Mob crew said the damaged asphalt came the homeowner's boat engine hitting the asphalt as he backed out of his driveway. At least that is what Chris believes. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. So, I mean, it could be completely unrelated to this, right? It could be completely unrelated to this. But yeah, so we're going to call it a day. I'm going to go live on Jack and Lily tomorrow because it's Marathon Thanksgiving, that being a Canadian case tomorrow night, probably 5 o'clock. after my grandson goes back home. And I'm heading there right now to do a reading on Jack and Lily, to look out for that at 4 o'clock today. Okay. Thank you for everybody for being here. If you want to do the audio again, welcome, Lois. Nice to see some of you guys back again. I haven't seen you guys in a while, since we haven't really been covering Sebastian. And if you want me to do that again, thank you, sweetie, Marie Curie. We can go back and cover this audio again if you all would like. I can find the email and see if I can access it over again. But thank you, everybody, for being here. We'll see everybody tomorrow evening, 4 to 5 o'clock. Hit the thumbs up, like Katie said. Thank you. And also, look out for the tarot reading. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to all our American friends. Thank you, Krista, for that reminder. And to go and look for the tarot reading at 4 o'clock today, in a couple hours Eastern. Love you. Happy holidays, everybody. And we'll be back Friday morning, 11 o'clock. Yes, don't forget to hit the like. Thank you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Yes, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Talk to you soon. See you Friday and tomorrow night. Love and light.